quickest, the fastest, the best in the world.
Magnus Carlsen.
Dominant, absolutely dominant.
Chess at blazing speeds.
Get popcorn ready.
Moves without thinking.
Rook A8, Rook A8!
Tactics without blinking.
95 and it's 10.
95 even better.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, he lost no time!
The Speed Chess Championship is the elite chess event of the year. For 9 years, the world's strongest blitz players have matched wits over 64 squares.
Really nice maneuver from Anish.
This year, the world's best face off.
Rook G6 and Knight G2.
Wesley just won on time.
You're watching the SCC on Chess.com, and it starts right now.
Let's go. My goodness, there's London standing between the Tower of London and the Tower Bridge, guys. You feel history and ambition collide. These walls were built on discipline, precision, and purpose, the same qualities required for success in chess, trading for me, and life, and boxing too. Legacy isn't inherited, it's built brick by brick, guys, with every decision you make today and on the board as well. Guys, it's time. I am James Canty III here, joined by David Howe, and we are here at the Speed Chess Championship. David, how excited are you to be here for another quarterfinal?
I'm pumped, James. If it's anything like the last quarterfinal that we called the shots for, that we witnessed between Hikaru Nakamura and Wesley So, it's going to be a lot of fun. That was so close. I can imagine today being equally fun and dramatic.
Same as well. Actually, we already have some finalists already, so that's exciting to see who they're going to face off against. And that's what we're here today to see, in fact. So I'm excited. Chat, how do you feel? And of course, if you know who's playing today, well, who do you have? Wow, it's incredible to watch. So we start with the full bracket here, as you see everybody on who made it through and etc. here. So David, talk about a little bit about the bracket here.
Yeah, so we have two players already qualified for the finals in London. That's Magnus Carlsen, who took down Fabiano Caruana, and Hikaru Nakamura, who edged past Wesley So. Those two matches were so close. Magnus, Hikaru, they've won every Speed Chess Championship title between them. They'll start as the favorites, but to join them, it's going to be either Denis Lazovic, Hans Niemann, one of those two, and Alireza Firouzja and Jan Nepomniachtchi.
This is going to be very strong, of course, as we see here, guys. You know who's going to make it through. Who is your prediction? You got to do something. It's no surprise here, as we know, that Polymarket has Magnus currently at 59%, and Hikaru is currently at 21% to win the Speed Chess Championship title this February in London. Do you agree with those stats, David?
59% for Magnus. Normally, I would say that feels around right, but Hikaru has won so many titles over the years. I would say maybe slightly on the high side. I would maybe give Magnus 50% against the rest of the field. Hikaru only 21%. Oh, it's tough. Those two start as the favorites, though, no matter what. And yeah, I think the underdogs, maybe the younger players, they'll have a shout, but they need to dethrone these GOATs.
Definitely Magnus, of course, at hefty 50 plus, 50 over 50 for sure in any format all the time, right? But 21 for Hikaru is like, dang, it's just that's rough there. Chat, what do you think about that? 59 for Magnus winning it and 21 for Hikaru. What do you think about that stat there? So, but today's matchup is one for the books. Of course, I'm very excited about this. We'll love watching both of these players play. They're very dynamic and aggressive, like myself. We have Alireza Firouzja versus Jan Nepomniachtchi. Ooh, I'm excited. How about you, David?
I'm excited. These two, they might not be chess boxing world champions, but they'll definitely be trying to knock each other out. They are, like you said, dynamic players. They're very aggressive, very, very confident, very quick. And we have a co-blitz world champion in Jan Nepomniachtchi, but arguably the fastest player out there online in Alireza Firouzja. Hikaru said he thought Firouzja was a big, big favorite, but I think it might actually be quite close.
David, how do you feel about how Jan may fare here? Or do you think he'll fare better here in the Speed Chess Championship after being knocked out very early in the World Cup?
Yeah, it's been a tough few months for both of them. Alireza coming very close to qualifying for the candidates through the Grand Swiss. Missed out on kind of tie-break scores there. Jan had a really tough World Cup, losing in round 2. I think Jan, it's about time he had a good result. He's quite a streaky player. It's been a rough patch. He's lost a lot of racing points this year. But if he's going to come back, it might as well start now, right? How about yourself? Who do you fancy in this one?
Yeah, I think lots of times you're looking for that bounce back moment of like, okay, I didn't do so well here. I'm just going to prepare. As players and as chess players, we're just very aggressive to ourselves and being more critical. Like, you know what, I didn't do well here. I got to do well in the next one. I got to keep pushing. And that's what makes these players really so great is the hunger here and obviously the determination and the work here. And is Jan excited about the live finals? Well, who knows? We have a video for you.
To be honest, when you're like 1 match or 2 match away, I don't think it's really big difference, at least for me. For me, what differs is like try to play well, and I really need this, especially after my glorious participation in the World Cup. So, well, what I'm trying to focus at is just play well, and I mean, of course, it would be great to make it to the LAN finals, and also earn more points towards the esports World Cup. Or maybe just, get a direct place there. So we'll see what happens. But when we have some long qualifier and like some extra benefits for those who would go into the LAN finals, of course it matters even more. All in all, the first, not the only thing, but the first thing I would focus on, and the focus is like just playing some fine chess.
Yeah, he feels pretty good, huh, David? He's like, Nepal's always Nepomniachtchi, Jan is also always the same with his reactions. Is what I think they're doing.
Yeah. For Jan, he said it there. He just needs to focus. He needs to get in the zone. If he is in the zone, he's a hard man to stop. He's one of the world's elite for a reason. Has been many years, but it's been maybe a bit less consistency of late. So that's the key for him.
Well, the key is to lock in. Let's see how the pre-match predictions actually have the players locked in with percentages and who wins what and where. So, wow, really close there. 4.5, 4.5, 5.5 in the 1-1 there, which I do believe Firouzja has a very, very mean edge there, being the Bullet Chess Championship champion, I think twice in a row, something like that. What do you think about this prediction here?
Ooh, the stats saying that it is possible that Alireza gets quite a big win. 76% win probability, I would say probably a bit on the high side. Personally, I would say maybe 65% chance for Alireza, purely because of the bullet. If this was Blitz, I think it would be very, very kind of touch and go match, very close. But I think the bullet is where he might pull away, and that's reflected there in the predictions.
Yes, it's all about, I think even Hikaru said if Jan is able to make it happen in the slower time controls, the 5+1 and the 3+1, that's where he should probably put most of his focus, because the bullet, obviously, Firouzja is an absolute beast there. Giving it 3 games there, but anything can happen. It's a streaky format there with 1+1 or bullet anyway, so what can happen is if one player pulls away, it could be very, very bad. Very fast, but that could go either way, especially Jan maybe being angry, wanted to come back and actually really play some very strong chess from losing in the World Cup here. Firouzja trying to hold his own a regular day in the office. I remember interviewing him when we were in Saudi Arabia, and he was like, yeah, this is what when you ask him about, hey, how did you prepare for this? He always has the same answer. He was like, bro, I've been doing this all my life. It's no real preparing for him for this. It's really just like staying locked in and loaded, and I think he's going to do that same thing here in this match.
Yeah, and for Jan, it's important to strike fast while Alireza is still yawning, still warming up. That's what happened last year in the Speed Chess Championship finals when Magnus met Alireza. Magnus was able to build up a big lead, so the bullet was actually quite inconsequential, didn't really matter. I think he definitely needs to kind of get a 3-4 point margin, Jan, against Alireza before they enter the 1+1. For Alireza, he's been playing online chess since he was born, pretty much, since he was a young kid, as you say, and he's been doing it for years, playing hundreds of games in and out, and he's got the speed and the skills to match.
Let's see, they're locked and loaded here. Jan is ready to go. He probably has some tea there, looking fresh and clean. If it looks calm, Firouzja locked in right into the screen, leaning into the laptop or computer, wherever he is here. But this match is about to start. Guys, are you ready in chat? Game has started.
Here we go. Speed Chess Championship quarterfinals. We begin with the 5+1. Alireza begins with the white pieces and A3, James. That was played recently by Levon Aronian at the World Cup. Sneaky move. But Jan is prepared with black.
Yeah, he just goes as regular. Okay, you know what? A3 is cool and all. We're just going to play regular chess here in an Italian game and develop pieces. D6, takes. Yeah, I love what white has. I'm a fan of these positions. They're sort of, I guess, it looks like a Philidor almost now. Well, with bishop on c5. So it could be a better version for black here with a bishop on c5 rather than not. Some type of Scotch, like by transposition.
Yeah, that's true. White playing the Scotch just with this a3 move, which probably isn't the most useful, but could come in handy maybe a bit later. A3 was played by Aronian at the World Cup, and the whole idea was to try and tempt black to play a quick d5, but Jan knew that he shouldn't go for that. He should play the Italian instead, just to tempo down. And his last move given an exclam. Like you said, looking fresh, sipping his tea, new haircut, new Jan maybe, as he aims to bounce back from a tough few months. Now trying to break the pin.
This is all theory, I remember. Bishop g5, bishop h4, yeah, rook e1. This is definitely Scots by transposition. Forgot which line. I think the early bishop c5, actually, as the bishop is on b6 now. And no, remember, from white's standpoint, you still do end up casting queenside. I don't remember if you give this pawn up on e4. So this is where it gets a little bit weird here. But casting queenside is definitely possible. Let's see if Firouzja goes for it.
Yeah, you need a few moves, I guess, here. Big pressure on the e4 pawn. Maybe a move like queen to d3, for example, although you got to reckon with being hit by the black knight. I love your idea of casting queenside. It's just how to get it done. Maybe a move like f3 as well, but I don't know. Touching pawns isn't what he wants, Firouzja. He wants to keep his options open. He defends his center with his knight instead. Feels like it's gone a bit wrong for Alireza. Just this pawn on a3, that tempo spent, maybe slowing him down a bit.
Definitely, because I was thinking queen d3 would be a move, but maybe he didn't like 95, which was played right now. Which maybe 95 you could go queen back to d2, maybe prepare f3 if the knight moves again, and then castle queen side here. But it's going for something different. I do like this 95, maybe g5 anyway.
There we go on the board. Good call. But the white knight captures a bishop. He's got the bishop pair now, Alireza, and black's kingside slightly corrupted here with the pawn on g5. He just castles. He's now offering up that pawn you mentioned earlier.
And now he has an attack. Vicious attacker. Here we go. Bishop d3. Do we sacrifice the exchange? Do we go rook e6? Even rook e8. Queen h5 is a scary looking move. But maybe he just says king h7. And f4, I mean, you could just see the moves flowing here.
Yeah, we have our first sacrifice of the match. It's almost a guarantee it won't be the last sacrifice, especially from Alireza. And Jan makes a bit of a face after seeing the move f4. He needs to find queen f6 already. How likely do we think that is? A defensive move, but walking into the eye line of the white rook.
It is a likely move because I was looking at how to queen f6, fg, queen takes g5, and of course you already know I'm looking at rook f7, but then king f7, rook f1 check, and king moves away. I can take the knight obviously on g7 or g6 at some point, but he goes back to g7, which is the problem here. So queen f6 really strong, obviously engine approved.
I'm just going to show that line you mentioned, James. Take, and rook takes f7 is what you calculate, but maybe not quite working here.
Does not work. Rook check, king back to g7 here, and he's okay. There's nothing. Bishop on g3 would love to be on the a1 h8 diagonal, but it takes a few moves to do so.
Yeah, if the bishop was here, it would just be GG, game over. But queen f6, that's the first step. He hasn't moved for a while. Still thinking Jan. Oh, we were talking about odds earlier. I think it's maybe 50% chance he plays this move. I could definitely see him playing a move like f5 or something like that just to try and block it up. It's a bit of a scary position.
It definitely is. Like maybe queen f6, he could be looking at, what if you go bishop e1 anyway? Like just anyway. Knight takes f4, rook f4. Like very strange things could happen, especially if you see like a queen f4, then bishop c3 over to rook f1. He takes on f4. Open it up.
Long think, wrong think. He spent a couple of minutes almost. And what's the refutation to this? Is it a recapture with the white bishop, or is it even taking with the rook? Something you mentioned earlier. He keeps it simple, Alireza. But now all the pieces have joined the party. Where's the checkmate? You're the Jedi.
Is this not made in like 5 moves? Maybe rook f6 to start. I guess he'll sack both, though. Yeah, rook f6, I wanted to go rook g6, believe it or not, David. But it doesn't work because he can just take it. So that's super annoying. Jan is not phased though. You see, he's like sipping the tea, bro. I love it. He's just not phased. Rook f7, queen f5. Is there anything there? Rook f7, bishop f7, queen f5. That is
Okay.
scary. How do you actually stop that, David?
That is very scary. Wow, that would be incredible if that works. Rook takes
Rook
f7.
f7, bishop f7, queen f5. And if rook f7, you have queen g6, right? Queen g6, king h8 takes on h6. It doesn't work. Yeah, bishop, so you win here.
This is checkmate, but maybe black
So
can
what
take
about
with the rook.
Right.
And
Queen g6.
still good for white,
Queen
but
h8. Or king f8, queen h6, king e7. Wow, he's good.
oh,
That's incredible.
sorry. Yeah, king e7 and rook e1, and white has an attack, but not quite winning. Alireza's still thinking. Oh, I've taken a peek. The computer suggests a really weird move, James. The computer thinks white is winning because of rook to f5.
What? I don't take the rook, though. I'm not touching that. You think I'm about to take this rook, David? You've lost your absolute. After rook f5, what is the next move? That's hilarious. Oh, queen g. I don't understand.
I think it's queen g4, and
then king
like
h8.
I think black is just stuck. Like now, queen g5 doesn't work. That was the idea. Rook a5 is a defensive resource black needs.
Oh,
That's also been cut out.
Jeez.
Queen g4 might be the next idea. Wow, that is difficult. He's played queen to f3. Good, but not the best. I think very understandable to miss rook f5.
Yeah, no, that's exactly. It's not a. He made a human move there. Human. Queen f3 was human. Yeah, rook f5 is incredibly crazy.
And now rook a5 does happen, a move we mentioned. Black's other rook was dormant in the corner, not doing much. Fast asleep. Queen e4. Oh, good luck. Jan trying to defend this. He is up on time, though. Queen h7 mate is the threat.
And good job from chat. Chat saying rook f3. Or rook f3, actually, I think, which I was missing this idea that Jan played, was rook a5. And then rook f3, rook a5. And then I think, guys, after rook g3, he goes rook g5, as David is highlighting on the screen. Great job, though, chat. Great job, chat. Look at chat out here playing chess. Good job.
Chat has been hitting the gym, doing those rook lifts.
Come on, chat.
Okay, bishop c4. I was going to say that is not the most obvious move, but it is played. It walks into d5, but the white queen will just step out the way with a check. The key, we'd see d5. It's a blunder. The key, though, is to break through on f7. That was why he wanted the bishop trade. Now it just feels all wrong that black rook on a5 no longer participating in the defense.
The question is, how is he cooked here? Queen check, king g8, and I don't see the follow-up yet. Or maybe just rook f3. He finds it. Oh, now rook f3, chat. There it is, chat. There it is. Wrong timing, but you were right, chat.
Wow, this match has started so sharply. They haven't given each other time to wake up. And there we go. Jan throws his queen in the way. If the king had moved, it would have been checkmate, or the rook in the corner would have dropped. So he's giving up his queen. But now it's not so easy. Rook takes queen. The black pawn would have been hitting f4. Wow, I think this is what Jan's missed. White didn't need to take the queen immediately. Now he really should be cooked.
Yeah, that was incredible. Rook f3 first, because of lots of ideas with. And he goes with the queen, obviously, because king f8 would be answered with queen takes h8, or even queen takes e6 in some cases. This one's just over, boys. h4. Very nice.
He gets the queen in the best way possible. And Alireza not going for checkmate. Maybe that's influenced by the fact he has 8 seconds. The first player to dip below the 10-second mark this match. But yeah, he's up material, up for queen. Queen for rook and bishop. And black's pawns are super weak. Should be winning.
Very strong, but have to keep it all together, as the king is actually slightly hard to get to, as we will have some type of trade. I think an imbalance is very likely of rook and bishop versus queen. A pair of rooks can probably be traded off after a rook g8 once we get a rook to g3.
Yeah, maybe black should be putting the rooks on the g-file. There you go, rook trade. As you mentioned, that's what white needs. Black's rooks are pretty strong right now. Watch out, h5 is threatened. Now the b7 pawn drops. Bad news.
Gotta be careful. Slightly careful with some tricks.
Oh, the queen drops back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not over. Black can put a pawn on b5 at some point and then argue that he's got almost a fortress. Do you believe in fortresses? 2 seconds for Alireza. Could the clock stop him here, James?
Yeah, he actually has to move instantly. He's in a scary situation because you got to move so fast. You get 1 second increment, but it's 1 second. When you got 2 seconds, you get one. You have three, guys. Of course, easy math, right? Math wizards out there. It's just not enough time, or it may be, but you have to move instantly.
Yeah, Alireza is basically playing Ultra Bullet while Jan is playing Normal Bullet. The A pawn is running though, and it's been stopped. That's a big mistake. Oh, White did have a check, and maybe Queen back to F6. That was a big blunder by Jan, who's lost some coordination, but he's going for the White King. Oh, Alireza though, the clock is making me so nervous. Under 1 second every time he's moving.
He can flag it as possible. Got to be careful. 2 seconds, 1 second. My goodness, he's just barely getting the moves off.
Yeah, and now Jan's got a few pawns. Maybe he can trade rooks at some point, but his bishop is guarding the promotion square. Mistake, though. He's not found a way to get to the White King, and the White King is sitting pretty in the center, surviving.
3 seconds on the clock. He's making it work. If rook check, king to d3. I'm getting out of there. Maybe take on c3 as well. Queen f6 check just to gain a little bit of time.
Wow, Alireza is so speedy, and that's a check. He has to go back.
He's got to move
That's a
2 seconds,
breakthrough.
1 second. Got him. Woo! Just got it off of 0.7.
Wow, 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 wow. Careful, that White King is nearly mated. He just needs to go back. Go back to... Oh, rook trade. Is that the end?
Very important. He should be okay.
Yeah, no.
Tricks happening. Rook takes a7, queen to the h file.
Yeah. He can't get rid of the two white pawns. He can get rid of one, but maybe not the other. So it shouldn't be holding. Alireza is so tricky. Forcing the Black King forward where it can get hit by double attacks. The rook is loose. The bishop are loose. Both pieces undefended. Needs to move his king.
Good king moves here. The next plan, take the pawn, push the c pawn.
Yeah,
Head shake.
Jan.
Jan.
Look at Jan's clock, James. Suddenly he's down even lower than Firouzja, and he's blundered his rook. There we go. We're going to get the first result of the quarterfinal. Jan defended so well for 80 moves, but not enough. Alireza takes the win.
Long game there. That was incredible from both sides here. Alireza with the win. Now we go into a Roy Lopez. Will we have a Berlin? No.
More of a classical Roy Lopez for now. And an anti-Marshall, not allowing Black to strike out with d5 too early. White pushes the a-pawn instead. This is Jan's prep from his World Championship matches. He's played this ever since he was a kid. James, it looks like he's going to try and grind down Firouzja in some mainline opening theory.
Yeah, there's a lot to it too as well. He went d4. Wow, d3 was general. So how you play it. You can also play c3 too as well. But the natural, Magnus type of play, d3, knight b d2, knight f1, knight g3, and then knight h4, knight f5, all the regular stuff. But he played d4, making it a little bit different here in this Roy Lopez type of structure. So let's see what he follows up here. What is the plan? d6 is a backward pawn, so we do have something to strike with later with white, with bishop f4, knight b to d2, sorry, knight d2, and then rook a to d1 at some point, but a5 is hanging, so we got to be aware of that.
Yeah, this might be the moment to play rook to b5 and take that a5 pawn. He does. A very Firouzja type of move. If he sees a pawn, an ambitious move, he'll play it. Now he should take it before it's defended by the white knights. And yeah, maybe Jan did rush a bit with d4, but he will get good compensation based on the backward pawn that you mentioned there on d6. Rook trade?
Yeah.
Probably.
See a pawn, take a pawn, right? Rook trade, knight c4, bishop f4, and I guess he defends with queen c7, rook d8. So the question is, does rook d1 work? And is it something we actually want at the end of the day? We are down that pawn, so we got to get it back at some point.
I'm surprised he's thinking, like, the alternative here to not taking rooks off the board is rook b1, but that just looks like a weird one. Like, the rook's really passive there, but maybe he thinks it will come out later to d1. But an odd time to think.
There's also maybe he's calculating queen b5. After rook takes, queen takes, knight c4, queen b5, and then bishop f4, rook d8. Obviously, knight takes d6, loses a piece, so bishop f4 is the idea to take this pawn that we're down. And then there it is. And then rook to d8, which defends everything. Still, I guess bishop e6. I guess you can take. Wow, he just allows it to be captured here.
Yeah, I think taking now would lose a piece because either the queens would come off and
Yeah.
He'd lose his bishop, or yeah, he'd get skewered. Rook d1. Alireza's playing
what's the
really
pawn?
well, it feels like.
I believe same. Rook d1.
Okay, rook d8 would be automatic here. Although maybe contemplating d5 to break or not to break. What is the solution?
To break or not to break? That is the question, chat. d5 looks good. We take. You take with the knight. With bishop d6. I'm just not a. I don't get my pawn back, David. I want my pawn back, David. Can you give me my pawn back, or like, I want my pawn back.
That's why Jan's better than me. He is willing to sacrifice pawns. I never do, ever. I think I was 12 years old the last time I sacrificed a pawn. But, Alireza did it in the first game. Jan's done it in this game. It's trendy. We commentated on the Hikaru match. He was down a pawn every game pretty much with white, but he still won come the end of that match. So it feels like that's just something about openings these days. You give a pawn, get something in return, positional advantage normally.
And there it is. d5 takes. David, I don't get my pawn back, so I'm kind of mad about this, David. This is not the position I wanted.
Not yet. Patience, young Jedi. Patience. Maybe eventually the A pawn will become weak. Still takes a while to get there. It's an awkward position for Jan. It still feels like it's very nice and active, but if black gets a couple of moves, like h6, give the king some luft, and then rook d8, I just think the compensation runs dry. Black's going to play a5, a4. It could be game over if Jan isn't active, and there we go. He pushes the f-pawn. That's very active.
Love the active pieces, but I do not want to trade queens because I don't have that extra pawn. I mean, you could even see that's kind of risky, but f5, g4, g5, moving the queen away too at some point, but where is the question? Let's see. What's the time situation? Looks like 3-2, not bad. Okay.
And rook to d8 is met very nicely by queen takes d8, and although it's not a back rank checkmate, maybe we just put that on the board. Alireza wants to play rook d8, but if he does, then we would see a catastrophe. Knight back to e8 met by a knight to d6, and overwhelming the knight, hitting the queen. GG's. So f4, not easy to meet it. h6, f5 will come. Maybe some more queen sacks in the air there. g6 just really weakening. This suddenly looks like a proper fight again.
Yeah, and after f4 here, I do want to play f5. I was looking at bishop d6 too to try to get rid of that bishop, but I don't have any. Black has no weaknesses, right? So that's the hard part, is trying to create those or try to play on the weaknesses of your opponent, but there's nothing in the position. Maybe c5, obviously, but the pawn on c5 isn't easy to get to, especially with the queen and bishop defending. h6 is on the board. f5 hits the bishop. Where does he go? Do you want to give me the bishop pair? Probably not. Bishop c8.
Should run. Yeah.
He said, I got to give it up.
He does. Still no time to take your pawn back, James, because of c4 check discovery against the white king. But now he has a beautiful bishop. He doesn't need the pawn anymore. Queen f3. Fighting hard. Light squared control.
Okay, I don't have a good plan. So yeah, just kind of improve your position. Improve usually means moving pieces to better squares than what they're currently on. So yeah, improve my position. Rook e1, no trades. No trades.
Not yet, at least. Who would you take here, white or black? White with the bishops, black with the pawn.
One. Honestly, I like the activity. Okay, yeah, you have a pawn, but I don't feel that pawn. I really don't feel it. I love the bishop pair. And that's also, I remember that, usually having the bishop pair, even being down a pawn gives you that compensation. As you see, the eval bar is like very level, even though black has the extra pawn. It's more about the activity, and also the bishops just having both color complexes can give you that compensation for the pawn. I definitely like white more. I think it's just hard to create something without being, maybe g4, h4, and that's like really risky. But if you do get g5 in, it would be game over. h4, g5, and then g6 comes in. Like the bishop on c4 is an absolute monster.
Yeah, I agree. Like, pushing the pawns there was quite attractive. He's blocked it with his queen, which looks a bit odd. Now black is maybe threatening to play a move like bishop to d6. If he can trade off one bishop, that's already big progress. I'm really surprised Jan's allowed this. Bishop to d6. Getting those dark squared bishops off the board.
There it is.
Wow.
And yeah, as you see, the eval bar jumps too as well. That bishop pair that you had, well, give me one of them, buddy. Give me one of them.
Jan makes a face. A bit of a shake of the head as well. I don't know if he just missed this one or kind of misjudged it simply, but suddenly it's going to be hard to mate black. The bishop for black was such a bad passive piece, and it's traded off for a glorious piece. Suddenly, you could definitely imagine the queen's coming off and black winning an endgame with the extra pawn. But queen d6, still alive, James. Still a proper fight.
Still alive. Double question mark there. I guess he gets a pawn back. Is what he's saying or something? Oh, he does. Wow, look at that little trick. It was there because the d8 was hanging, huh? That's a nice little trick. That's crazy. He missed it, though.
He missed it. He should have been channeling your words. Give me the pawn back. But now he's traded off rooks without the pawn.
Yeah, now, of course, black is a clear favorite here. Just extra pawn. My king is somewhat even safer than white's king here. It's just a lot of air for white's king, but don't have enough pieces to really attack it at the same time, though. This is very nice. Very nice for Alireza here. Is he trying to go on a 2-0 here? If he's able to convert this extra pawn.
Yeah, it's looking very good. Black can just dance on the dark squares now, like queen to c7, you can almost pre-move. And then the black king can poke its head out. The black knight is so strong. And yeah, I think he's probably at least 50% favorite to win this one. Shouldn't lose unless the clock plays a part again. James, it feels like Jan just so much faster than Alireza, but there we go. He's got to start using the fact he's always ahead on the clock. F6, he's trying to mix things up.
No, that's true. They also just talk about how much Jan, how in classical chess, he's just instantly moving, right? So Jan is just a quick player. I love to see it here. And of course, he's up on time, making Firouzja try to find the best moves here with, again, a 1 second increment here. And Firouzja is down a lot of time here, playing on seconds. Now with the double pawns here, I think not that the worst is over, but you know, that double pawn, okay, you might have an extra pawn, but it's doubled. So feeling a lot better here if I am Jan.
Yeah, also the power of the H-pawn long term could be quite annoying. Repeating the position, Alireza maybe he needs to get out of this game. 3 seconds left. He's playing it on the edge, and there we go. Draw by repetition. Alireza panicking. Good save by Jan. He's on the scoreboard.
He's on the scoreboard. Sometimes else, all you need to stop the bleeding, as they say, quotation marks. But it was only the second game here. So we got ourselves a Vienna, kind of. It could transpose into many openings.
Yeah, kind of starts as a Bishop's opening / Vienna. Now, I was going to say it could go to the Italian, but Jan is playing a very ambitious move. There's a lot of theory here if Alireza wants to go for it. Starting with pawn to f4, black breaks out with d5 and chaos, but he brings his queen out to stop this d5 move. And this has become quite trendy, James. Like people started with the Italian, now they're kind of graduating onto these more sophisticated ones where you leave your knight, put it on e2, and open up for f4 quite quickly.
It's very fun. It's sort of like the what is it, close Sicilians, where of course the bishop is generally on g2 with pawn on g3 castling, and then you just go h3, king h2, and f4, and everything forward. g4, h4, very fun. You can generally play it almost against anything, but very fun positions. I think that it's actually something I see Firouzja do a lot. He's played a lot of bishops opening, a lot of Viennas, Roy Lopez's, and Italians, just to mix it up a little bit. So having that flexibility to kind of play anything obviously helps a lot here. So we do see in the future, though, f4 would be very strong after king h1, maybe trading on e6. I was going to say queen h3 and attack e6 and then go f4, but he goes h3 himself.
He's willing here, Alireza, to allow his pawn structure to be shattered. There we go. Some doubled pawns. Those are long-term weaknesses. Maybe the black queen's just going to come and stare at those pawns now. But he's going for checkmate. That's his style. And knight and f5. Apparently this last move a mistake. That's very mysterious. That's the most natural move in the position. James, are your spidey senses tingling?
Yeah,
Bishop h6.
That's a nice move, but 98 is just 98 doesn't work or something. Bishop takes, knight takes, queen g. Yeah. Oh, it doesn't. No, he has queen f6. Well, he didn't go. 98 was interesting, I believe.
Yeah, he has to give up the exchange now, Jan. Yeah, there were some cool lines on the board that you were mentioning there, but he couldn't have taken the bishop because of a checkmate on the g-file. So he has to give up this piece, and he's just thinking about how to take back. At least he's going to get the b3 pawn and some compensation. maybe based on the dart squares for black here.
I do love that extra material though. As okay, yeah, the b3 pawn is hanging. You do have what they say compensation, and you get the an exchange with that extra pawn. Takes. Okay, now we move the knights. h6 or e3. e3.
Yeah, it does worry me long term, James, that he's missing stuff like bishop h6, Jan. That's a difficult tactic, but not at this level, I would say. So the fact that he didn't seem to register bishop h6, didn't see it coming, that's, yeah, I think long term in the match, maybe showing that he's not as sharp as Alireza yet.
Sometimes it takes a few games to warm up. Just a few, which they're kind of in that already. 1.5. He's only a game down. Here the worst is not that bad yet. You are done exchange, but you want to limit the trades, try to create something. You use the queen side, but it's easier said than done. Like, you don't want to open up the game too much where you allow some trades. Also, the rook is very active, as you're pointing out. Rook a6, which hits the c pawn and have to defend. Rook to c8.
Yeah, he drops his knight back instead, given a question mark because the black queen can now swoop in, and that's a double attack hitting two different pawns. Maybe missed there by Alireza, who's played a bit quicker than normal, but still behind on the clock. Jan is finding compensation. This could still turn around if black gets a couple of pawns. Maybe the b pawn, and his own b pawn will become a runner.
What I actually like here, I think Jeremy Shulman's, what is that book? The Reassess Your Chess, which is an excellent book, was talking about having two knights are really hard to play with, which makes sense here, because if the knights can't move around, you don't have squares to really put them on, they are hard pieces to work with. As we don't even have if you could pick up the knight and place it somewhere, I call this the drag and drop method of trying to find a piece, find a place you would love to put the piece and figure out a realistic way to get there. And I don't even see that anywhere for these knights. I mean, a knight gets to h6, okay, cool. Then what, right? So definitely some compensation for Jan here, as he's able to grab a pawn here. I think he feels pretty comfortable, even though he's down in exchange. But the knights are not happy pieces. Yeah, he took a draw. Understandable.
Yeah, he lost control. Alireza reluctant to kind of burn more time on the clock, just repeated the position. He couldn't trap the black queen, so he just placed her instead. And okay, we get a different Roy Lopez with the black bishop coming out. Is this the Archangel variation? It can still transpose to others. Can't he? This is sharp stuff.
Fabi, shout out to Fabi. I was just talking with him yesterday. Fabi has the Archangel, Dark Archangel on Chessable. It's also on Chess.com on courses if you go to the courses tab. But yeah, he has one of the sharpest. He put he dumped his whole chess-based file of years of work into that course. So it's incredible. Some of the lines are 36 moves long. Going through the Archangel stuff. So a lot of it is and then 36 moves and then draw. And it's Fabi, come on, bro. This is ridiculous. 36 the draw? No, but he's giving you the best of the top of the line stuff. It's a very sharp opening from both sides here. So fun to see. What about you and your experience with this Archangel variation there, David?
Yeah, I've always dodged it with both colors just because I've never felt it was a good investment of time. Memorizing 36 moves in 20 different variations just for a draw. And I normally play quieter systems against it with white, and with black, just don't touch it. But it's a style thing. It's a preference. A lot of players have a lot of success with it, especially counter-attacking players. I feel with black, like Fabi, who can calculate his way to kind of punishing his opponent if they don't know the theory. But for now, black's a pawn down in this position, just like he often is in the Archangel.
What I didn't like here is exactly that. Black is fighting, is sharp, and then you down a pawn. This is kind of I know you're a Grunfeld guy, so, Grunfeld, certain lines, I'm why am I playing this variation? What am I doing here? Down a pawn, fighting to get it back, counterplay, and then, you draw because you can't win. I was never a fan. It's just hard to play that stuff. But here, it looks like he's liking it. I think, he's comfortable. There's a lot of counterplay, obviously, with the bishop on d7 and the rook on b8. With that b file, having some pieces where the queen is overloaded, you can see things something going on with the e4 pawn, or even moving the knight in some cases to e5. There's some tactics available that are happening, obviously, because of the bishop on d7, where the knight is, and the rook being on the b file. But it takes some time.
I just want to show that move, James, because it might be quite important right now. Knight to e5, you mentioned it. That's such a cool one. If white takes with a pawn, whoops, bishop takes b5, the white queen finding herself really awkwardly placed, and boom, 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 boom. He might have to find a move like knight e5, otherwise I don't know, if white gets one or two more moves, bishop on c3, bishop on c4, defends everything, it's just a clear pawn. Alireza, it's not his type of opening, I think, to kind of sack everything just to equalize. He normally wants to be the one attacking the king. And
Which
Jan's
I
barely
see
spent
him
any
more
time.
as, and actually, yeah, he loves Night Dwarfs. He does love some E5s too. First time I've seen him play an Archangel. And from Jan's point, he likes Night Dwarf too. So I would love to see some Night Dwarf from both of these guys. Night Dwarf, both of them Night Dwarf players. That'd be awesome to watch.
It really would. Will we see a Sicilian fight later? And e5 played. I think Jan's missed the fact that this tactic exists with bishop takes b5, bishop takes f2. I think he's just totally blanked on that one. He has 2 and a bit minutes more than his opponent, or he did at least when he played e5, and that's really careless. He had a winning advantage, Jan, but he rushed.
Now rook e5, and now is bishop b5 still playable? Whoa, that is some crazy stuff. It kind of is.
Yeah.
And then queen takes and bishop d4. Here we go. You probably just take with the rook, so it's nothing crazy. Even then, maybe bishop d4 steal. What? This is crazy. This is incredible.
Queen takes. Black can move the bishop out of the way to hit the queen, leaving his own queen hanging twice in a row. If white takes with the rook, which I think he probably should, then at least black can put something on d8, hit the white central pawn. Maybe queen to e2 ideas as well. It feels like he's out of the worst, Alireza. That's, I think, quite impractical from Jan. Like, it was a packed position. Alireza clearly had no plan. And then he just played e5. He had 2 minutes more, and he gave Alireza easy moves. I think showing that Jan isn't quite at his best yet. Just still warming up.
Yeah, still the warm-up phase. Boys and girls. That's okay, though. It's not like, you're warming up being down 2-3 games. That's a different type of warm-up. That's almost trying not to tilt. But here, within one game, trying to see what openings we got out here. By the way, Queen E5, David, they lost the absolute. It's a family channel. He plays it. Oh, my goodness. Queen E5. Gross.
Wow. He played it instantly. It kind of crossed my mind, and then I was like, nah, it's never going to happen. And then I saw the blue arrow. Alireza, he's got a blue arrow in his mind, clearly. And he jumps in with his knight. There's going to be massive exchanges in a moment. If the white bishop moves back to e1, you can even take on f2. There we go. And it's exactly what you predicted 15 moves ago, James. The b file is going to clear, and everything's going to get traded off. Maybe it was a draw all along.
Yeah, right. We give the pawn up and play for a draw, like the Grunfeld rook b1 lines, and then the queen come out to a5, and then it's a draw in 27 moves forced. There it is.
There it is. Our third draw in 4th games. Jan, though, still yet to win, yet to strike against Alireza, despite having some chances on the board and the clock. It feels like the 5+1.
David, this is you right here, David. All day, Catalan, all day. If you want to know Catalan, go to David and Magnus. There's some aggressive lines I've seen from Dubov where I was like, wow, he castled queenside, play h4. I was like, okay, that's Catalan I would play. But yeah, this is all your alley, David.
Exactly. I've had this position many times with both colors. Very, very solid for black, but white tends to have a small kind of risk-free advantage just due to the fact that d4 pawn takes up more space. Bishop to g5 or bishop f4 were the main lines, but knight c3 is the old one. And Jan, he was playing this variation with d takes e4, the open Catalan, in his World Championship match against Magnus himself with a lot of success with black. So I am surprised Alireza is going into the main line, more positional territory rather than trying to go more dynamic. I want those Najdorfs. You said the word. That's all I can think about now, but not this time.
Yeah, I think they're just playing it slow, playing the cards right, chill a little bit, and then start bringing out the big boy stuff later. So I guess is the plan here, David, after e4, you just push the b pawn to back bishop up at d5, I guess, in some cases. Because obviously I know one of the plans, knight c5, that's a trick that you guys do. Wow. Yeah. So you go
just
e3.
put that on the board.
What's the plans here, David? Like, what's your best plan you go for?
Yeah, I think rook d1 makes sense. a4 would have been another one I might have been tempted by, but for those of you watching at home, e4 there would have been knight c5 since the white queen was undefended. So now it is possible, but after b4 it would probably get very, very sharp. b4, d5, etc. I don't know. I think Alireza probably just ignores this. Maybe plays a3 if he needs to, but bishop f4, bishop g5. Evalbar says it's quite nice for white, but I don't know. It's no obvious moves at least.
Yeah. B4
Yeah,
is
I'm
so
snacking.
annoying. So like A3, like it's hard. Can you eat while playing like this? Like I can't do that, David. I don't know. And Magnus does it too. Be eating noodles and like no matter what, he just eating everything while playing. That is incredible skill
Yeah, the top players, they fuel up constantly. Like
while
Magnus,
playing.
I've never met anyone who drinks as much water as him. It's like he's chugging liters, gallons in one sip. It's crazy, but it seems to help. It seems to help. The top players, I mean, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave, he's got an endless supply of nuts. It feels like he's just always snacking. It seems to work.
Yeah, it's hard to like just I'm so locked in that I'm like I don't care about food right now. Maybe in the classical game, okay, classical, you take your little break, and you go eat, snack or whatever, come back if it's not your move. But yeah, B4 is super annoying here, and obviously I think he's thinking about should he allow it or not, and if he does, maybe Bishop F4, but then B4, and where does the knight go back to B1? I mean, come on.
That's not good news. Maybe he needs to speed things up. Maybe go knight E5 or something. He goes A3, A5, doesn't change much. And talking of snacking, were you snacking during your successful World Championship chess boxing match? Was that one of the secrets to your success?
No, in fact, snacking was you didn't want to be heavy. You didn't want to be heavy. You wanted to be light going into the round. So I definitely made sure I had some beetroot juice and I had some creatine monohydrate with also beta alanine to make sure I was ready and pumped. Also with some glutamine for recovery as well and loosening up my muscles, nice amino acids as well. So lots of water too as well. So I was good to go.
Wow, I need to learn from you. I need to take heed. I always forget to think about the diet when it comes to chess, but it's so important nowadays.
Yeah, but you down. We was before the call, guys. David, everybody clap it up for David. He's down 150 pounds. Okay, he was a big boy. Now he's down 15, something like that. Pretty nice. Good job, David.
Yeah, I'm at that age. Need to start thinking about these things. Youngsters can eat what they want and still perform well on the chessboard. But now we're in our 30s, James. We've got to be serious.
You got to take care of your body. Got to be very serious. In fact, I tell some students too. I was talking about Magnus is going from orange juice. You remember Magnus in his orange juice days, but he stopped. He stopped because of the crash you get later, basically. So I know his nutritionist now something about him getting a milk and water mix, chocolate milk and water or something, to give him that spike type of later in the rounds or later in the game when it's like 5 to 6 hours into the match where you could fatigue. He's feeling good and ready to go still.
Yeah, I need to have a chat with him about it, learn the secrets. In the meantime, Jan's snacks maybe didn't help because he's not been snacking on any pawns at least. He's still level material, and it's if anything, it's the white knight that's threatening to get hungry and start eating things up.
Oh, he just a lot. Wait, what? What happened, David? What? What is this? It's a blunder. Queen B7, Queen F3. Oh, look at him. Oh my goodness. And he thought so long and blundered. Long think, wrong think. Wow. That's tough.
That's tough, and that's over. Just winning the
David,
exchange
why can't we
for free.
play Rook E8, David?
Rook E8? There would have been knight takes E7, and the queen would have been hanging.
That is the problem, Jack. That was the problem. That's why he's shaking his head here.
Wow. White can do anything now. It's such an open board as well. Like, some exchange sacrifices are fine. He made it work earlier, Jan. He's kind of blundered the exchange twice in a row when he's had the black pieces, but last time at least he got a pawn. This time it's not much compensation in return.
This will be, if it's likely, but of course anything can happen still. The game is not over. But if Alireza is able to close this out, this will be the first 2-game lead here, which is tough, of course, as Jan has been playing great. It's just, it was a 1 game, which it still is technically until the game is over. 1-game lead for Alireza here, but it's going to be 2 if he loses this game. With still a lot of time left, we have 3+1 and the bullet 2 as well. Nepo's going to have to get on the board at least with a string of wins, or even 1 to just feel more confident in himself.
Yeah, we saw a similar storyline the other day with Wesley So. Took him ages to get his first win, but as soon as he did, he went on a massive winning game streak.
He snapped. He beat Hikaru like 3 or 4 in a row. Like, it was uncalled. Like, you don't even see that. I was like, well, Wesley So came to play today. That was a different Wesley I haven't seen in a long time.
Yeah, you can beat Hikaru 3 in a row, but nobody beats him 4 in a row.
No one beats me 4 in a row. Super Saiyan Karu here.
Exactly. And Jan, the facial expressions, yeah, he's been very expressive since he's been young, as our featured chat points out there. Still looking very, very good for white, and probably sooner or later, e4, e5 will finally break down the blockade this bishop has made.
Yeah, he's going to simple route, very easy trade-off, and then finally push maybe the central pawns, as you pointed out, e4, e5 at some point, and bishop falls, or not falls, it moves away, which c7 would be likely to fall, and then trying to convert from there.
Rook trade first. He would love the queens off as well, if he can. Alireza, that would just guarantee pretty much game over. The black bishop will not be able to hold its own. Maybe he's going for checkmate as well. Is he just going to put a rook on a8 after a trade, go queen e8? Maybe he is. Queen e8, queen behind. Is that GG?
Queen e8. Yeah, you gotta have to bring the king out into the middle of the street here. Wait, is this a winning endgame? You gotta be careful. Gotta be careful, huh? Yeah, you gotta be careful. Yeah, but no need to just sack.
No need
Love
to
the
sack.
idea.
Just move the rook in. There we go. Defends the white pawn in the center as well. Rook d7. Okay, that's going to force the queen exchange, and just a matter of time now. Matter of time. e4, f4, e5. He's going to win the c7 pawn as well.
Yeah, look at the patience there to play e4 after like how many moves? Now getting to pawn e4. Very nice patience. And at some point, we probably look to centralize the king, or get not centralized, but get him close, like king to c6 and sack on c7 is a winning idea.
Yeah. Probably unstoppable long term. And he starts the journey. Black seeking
Trying to go
counterplay.
rook g8 though at some point, like rook g8 wants to. There we go, h4, nice, because you have to get this king to stop from getting to h3. Nice.
Yeah. Okay, traded pawns. Now he's going over. Start the run now. Start moving, sliding. Rook g8 is always going to keep the black king honest. Rook g8 played. Rook g7 maybe. And now it's time. Well, this is going to be tough. A tough comeback now. James, do you think he's going to be? Do you think he's going to be shook at all by this, Jan?
Yeah, it's especially when you felt you were close, you messed it up, and you're like, you're defeating yourself. You're like, oh man, come on, I got to play better. Like you just think you're getting in your head, which is very normal. We all go through this as players. They all go through it. So it's tough, but the hard thing is just shaking it off. You know what? It is what it is. Keep playing. There's still a long match. We have 3+1 to do, bullet still, and we still have 30 minutes in this match too as well. At least just a little bit over 30. We may be under 29 when this one finishes. Let's see what happens. But it's tough. You got to bounce back at the best that you can. Apasana's forced. That was he didn't do it. Wow, that was a glitch.
Definitely a glitch. And Alireza takes the win. He moves 2 points ahead in this match. It is a frown from Jan. Something went wrong there. He blundered the exchange in one move. I'm not sure what he miscalculated, but he was punished. And it is a break midway through the 5+1 portion now.
Definitely is a break here, guys, as Alireza is up. He's up 2 games now, but it's not really the moral of how the story goes with the games here. Definitely Jan playing some great chess here, and to be down only 2 games, very good. Now he still has another, 30 minutes-ish so to go in this match. So at the same time, David, what do you think he has to do before they come back to the break? From the break.
Well, yeah, for Jan, I think he just needs to maybe even slow down a little bit. He's playing so fast, but the errors are coming quite quick. He needs to save a little bit of time, but he also needs to make sure he's actually in the games for long enough for Alireza. Just more of the same. He's been very efficient. He's been on the front foot and barely put a foot wrong.
You may need some neuro too as well, guys. I mean, you never know. You can level up your chess game with some neuro. It's it's with the gum and the mints for your energy and your focus, calm and clarity, and sleep and recharge. Neuro's got you covered with natural products that help you lock in. When every move counts, stay sharp with Neuro. Guys, you can save 15% with code CHESS15. You can just go to chess.com or go.chess.com/neuro, and we'll be back with more 5+1 action right after the break.
Another pep talk? Nah, you're past that. Hype fades, but good energy, that stays. Workout, workday, whatever. We're here for it all damn day. It's never just one thing. Be ready for everything. Mind sharp, focus locked. Don't just move forward. We've got good energy. Neuro Gum and Mints.
Your favorite creator can now be your very own chess coach. Choose your favorite chess personality and they'll join you in game review, puzzles, lessons, and play coach. Pick up tips from Hikaru.
Oh my gosh, this is just taking material. Takes.
Test your tactics against Gotham Chess. Or learn about the importance of queen safety with Andrea and Alex.
Got your queen!
Want to learn from the GOAT himself? We got you.
Hey, I'm Magnus Carlsen.
Explore which chess personality sharpens your game. Playing and learning chess has never been so exciting. Who are you picking?
The Esports World Cup 2025 was electric. The best games played by the best teams. Our esports arenas sold out. We filmed them with hundreds of thousands of roaring fans, including 2,000 of the most dedicated supporters coming from our Super Fans program who came to Riyadh to cheer on their favorite teams. We had more than 4,000 media outlets covering all the action on site and broadcasting the EWC around the globe. Esports World Cup 2025 was bigger, louder, and even more unforgettable, and celebrating those who proved they are the best in the world.
Brace yourself for a chess brawl. Nepo and Firouzja dive into a wild Sicilian Najdorf at the Champion Chess 2 finals, where every move hits like a knockout punch and the tension is off the charts. Who will survive this rollercoaster ride? I am Grandmaster Pepe Cuenca. Let's find out together. Nepo goes for a positional approach. The idea is to pile up on the backward d6 pawn with rook to d1. a3 is a must, otherwise that knight on b4 will start tickling white in all the wrong places. Knight d7 is logical, but d6 suffers after knight d5. Black wants to get rid of its miserable bishop, but now the fragile d6 brother falls after knight c7. What on earth is Firouzja doing? That knight on c5 is spicier than a plate of curry. But hold on, d2 is hanging too. After queen to g5, knight f3 is a looming threat, which is why king h1 is a subtle move. But Firouzja is a fearless warrior. He throws h5 on the board, and after rook f1, queen f4 is a perfect pit of prophylaxis. After this slow move, black is already knocking on the king's door like an uninvited guest at a party. c3 is a blunder because allows h3, and now after queen d2 with a double threat, black gets material back. The winning move here was queen to e3, threatening mate on e1, and after a queen trade, black wins after rook c8, thanks to the mate on c1. But wait, Firouzja played queen takes d4 instead, and suddenly white is back in business. We enter a roughly equal endgame, but white has a better structure and control of the d-file. Rook d6 starts making black sweat. Firouzja plays rook to b8, thinking that knight takes a4 wasn't possible due to bishop d7. But after rook b6, white grabs a juicy extra pawn, and Firouzja is left shaking his head. Nepo doesn't even blink, he just marches his pass a pawn down the board like a boss and seals the deal. What a ridiculous action-packed game!
Well, absolutely, it motivates me even more, but sometimes if you don't make it, maybe you were just not good enough at a certain moment, so you shouldn't, let's say, go easy until it's done. So that's what I learned. So okay, once I start, I'm trying to the very last moment.
definitely love how Nepo feels. Like he's always a good guy to talk to. And like he's even now smiling. You know, he's like, what is going on? What's in his brain? What do you think's going through his brain here, guys? As we have Nepomniachtchi and Alireza, who always seems to be locked in, which love to see it, as he's been a player that has been at the top of chess for some time now, as we've seen. Nepo now shaking his head, but he was smiling before. So he's going to have to, get it together the best as he can. Easier said than done, but games are about to start. We're going to finish the second half of the 5+1 and then 3+1. Then we have 1+1 as well. Alireza up 2 games in the match here. Jan looks like he's trying to get it together, guys. He's down 2 games. What do you guys think in chat here? What are you guys thinking in chat? Game has just started. Who are you rooting for? Okay, we're back to a Roy. Very fast moves. B5, bishop, B3, D6. Okay. Rook to E8. Generally, knight G5. Yeah, this is a repetition type of ordeal. But are they really about to take the draw? Okay, he said not today. Yeah, D4. Repeat moves here. Nepo's still in his head, though. He's still in his own head here. Sometimes you have to literally get over that last game. He was shaking his head in mid-game here. You have to get over that last game. Will he go knight G5 again? What's going on, chat? I'm reading chat. Alireza. I have to root for Alireza. Okay. You gave your vote for Alireza in prediction. Nice. Alireza. Do we got anyone for Jan? Dang. Chat, come on. Dang. Bishop F8 and then G6 around the bishop G7 is definitely a plan, but you really have to watch out for knight G5 again. I guess he can obviously play rook E7 at any point. Classic Roy Lopes. Exactly. Correct. Right. We all team Gucci Reza today. I see, guys. So this knight b8 move is sort of Breyer variation of the Roy Lopez, kinda, as he goes knight b8 to reroute to d7, and lots of times you go c6 or c5. So d5, but now, that was a nice move. Knowing that c5 or c6 will be played, what he's going to do here is play c4, I believe, to try to keep it so the bishop on b7 does not get out at all. I'm all in, all on. There we go. I'm looking for somebody. Dang, man. Come on. This ain't the Alireza show. Dang. No, I'm kidding, guys. You can love who you love. Root for who you like. Definitely, that's what we want here. That's what we want. Okay. All right. Looks like we have David back. David was actually eating a snack. We told David, hurry up, David. You don't need to eat anything. So we have David back. Or, actually, he said he's still eating. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. We'll bring him back in a minute. Chat, can you tell Chat, can you tell David to hurry up? It's like eating. Big back behavior from David. Okay, wait, what happened? Queen takes c3, bishop's hanging. Maybe something happened with a piece here. Actually, wait for a second. Rook c8 is wrong. So bishop back to f1. Okay. Bishop b2 will hit the queen. a4 is also a possibility. Try to open up this rook file because the rook on a2 is weirdly placed. Let that man eat. David, take your time. Let that man snack. Dang. David, are you back?
I am back. I'm so sorry for abandoning you, James, and everyone. And for Jan and Alireza, I'm so sorry. I'm back, and I'm all good, and I'm ready to play. I love that piece sacrifice there with the trapped queen. But now it just looks like a really nice position for Jan. Maybe his best of the tournament so far, of the match.
Oh, yeah, I actually was talking with chat here, and then it was like, where's David? I'm like, oh, he's eating. Like, so you had to make sure David gets food. And they was like, no, let David eat. And then I missed the piece sack. Yeah, so that's all good. That's all good.
Exactly. The black queen couldn't have gone eating any bishops because it would have been trapped by the white rook. But, okay, it tried to eat something, the queen. It went back. It's just as hungry as I am, that queen. That's for sure.
Okay, so what do we get for the piece set? 3, 6, 3, 6. Just counting everything.
Yeah, it's level material. But here, it just feels like white is doing really well. Like this black bishop is almost dead, at least for the short term. Staring against a strong wall of pawns. And, ooh, bishop a5. That looks really awkward. The black knight's going to have to throw that one away.
Yeah, that is ugly, actually. Awkward is the word as you use. Awkward. Very awkward. Wait, that's not my... I was actually... I had a weird move in mind, actually, before knight f3. I mean, I just like looking at it, but what would knight d4 do? Knight b to d after that? With the idea of pawn takes, queen takes d4, but it must be just a little bit too much, because I don't have a real plan. Maybe knight c6 was what I wanted.
Yeah. That would have been cool. I like your sacrificial instincts, but Jan feels he doesn't need to sacrifice this time. Knight d2. He just brings his bishop forward. He's getting ready to play rook to c2 now. And everything's got kind of protected here. Maybe queen to e2, hitting a pawn in the corner. This just looks like positional domination. This is fantastic from Jan so far.
Jan, very stoic. No emotions in the face. He knows he's better here. And this is his chance to really strike. This will be the first game he wins, which, of course, you can just breathe, relax a little bit. We all know that when you first get that win from not winning, draw, maybe some losses in a row, you get that win, it just feels very good. And Jan is likely to win. Of course, there is still a lot of chess left here, but Alireza's position is not very good. The bishop on f8 and defends the d6 pawn, which is backward. His pieces are kind of tied up here. Stuck, just lost a pawn here, so... Definitely in Jan's favor. Alireza is tricky, though. He will not give up without a fight.
Yeah, he will try, but he did lean back Alireza. I think he knows that this is almost a hopeless position. He's going to try and fight a little longer. The white bishop on b5 just so strong, controlling the whole queen side, that whole flank guarded. At some point, the white bishop will step out the way, and the white a pawn will start marching. Maybe Jan is going to try and swap off the rooks first. Nope, he moves his queen forward. He can continue moving her away, maybe missing this last move. But yeah, once he gets the rooks off, it feels like the a-pawn is going to decide this game long term.
Right.
Still some work to do.
Yeah, I agree. That a-pawn is very strong, especially after he took on a6, move the bishop out of the way, as you pointed, and then push him. But hard thing is getting rid of the bishop on a8. You would have to obviously play something like bishop c6 to get rid of it. Bishop d2, nice. Dark squares could be weak if trades of the dark square bishop.
Yeah, I think he's happy to trade off everything now apart from this bishop. And okay, long term he'll get it off the board with bishop c6 to help the a-pawn forward. And there we go, Firouzja. He was going to do it sooner or later. He needs to change the pace of the game. He can't just sit still and be passive forever. f5, we're getting action, but it shouldn't be action that Jan is scared of, especially with double his opponent's time. He goes forward.
By the way, David, look at the bishop on a8. What is that even a bishop? What is it? Jan with the walk away? The walk away there? Jan, the disrespect. He don't even care about nothing, David. Move and walk away. Wow, the confidence here is unreal. Maybe somebody at the door or something. Amazon,
Invisible Jan. What's the delivery here? What's he getting delivered? Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Foodora.
Right. Mom, I'm playing chess, Mom. I am playing chess, Mom. I can't. Mom. Someone's at the door. It has to be.
Well, he's going to come
That'd
back
be so
soon.
annoying. Yeah, I think it has to be someone at the door or something. It has to be. Because, and it's annoying because I know he's like, bro, I'm doing something. Hey, can you wait? And it's the game he's winning. I would be so mad. I would be so mad, bro.
Nepomniachtchi hard. Is Nepomniachtchi hard? I can't make that pun work. Sorry, producers. I know you tried.
Oh my goodness. Yo, Jan, where is he? I'm about to call him. Somebody get him on the phone.
Yeah.
There he is. He's back. He's smiling. It was my mom, guys. Sorry. Okay, it was Mom.
And he plays the best move. But that was his plan. He planned to play knight c6 last time. He just landed his knight on a5. That was an automatic follow-up. And bishop takes knight might just be replaced by a very, very strong pawn. Or the bishop. And the a-pawn will run through. This looks fantastic. That's probably the best time ever to go and take a break or go and answer the door, because he had an extra minute and a half on the clock and a totally winning position. Although this last move apparently not the most accurate.
Bitch, that's incredible. I mean, this is where you just tell the engine, bro, what? Like, you literally have to talk to the engine like that sometimes. Everyone was playing bishop takes c6. It's obvious because the pawn can run down and obviously, help escort the pawn to a8 there. But I guess thinking with the pawn was hitting the weak d6 pawn. Okay, makes sense. I guess it's hard to defend that too. Queen d8, rook d1, you win a pawn. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Black's best move to try and take advantage of that small slip was to actually jump the knight into c4 and if queen c3 just to go back, which was very inhuman. So I don't blame Alireza for not taking full advantage of Jan's move. We'll see a rook trade now. It's just about whether he can get the a pawn through before Black gets active. And are there any threats is the big question. I don't see any. So maybe he can just keep going with his pawn right now.
Yeah, that's actually no threat at all. Yes, even still, maybe he wants knight d3 takes and knight takes h3. So I can see something like knight d3 to f4. Oh yeah, that's the obvious plan right now. Is knight d3 to f4 or f2 if he's allowed.
Yeah, and Jan's calculating the variation after a6 now. Knight takes a6. There would have been queen takes f2, and the king might have been safe. He could have got away with it, but he drops his queen back to safety first. He's going to try and defend everything with his queen. Given a question mark, but that's the most natural move for Firouzja. He had to try this. If he didn't want to lose just slowly, might as well try and lose fast. Or try to create some paths in the process.
I like queen b1, there was e4. Okay, yeah. Queen f1, then knight f4. And do I have anything, David? Nothing? Dang. He went e4 anyway.
Ooh.
E3 idea.
What? He's just dropped his d5 pawn. Jan, he's blown his advantage. He got nervous. He got really nervous then. Wow. He's trying to rush. He's cursing himself.
I'll blame it on the door. I'm blaming on whoever came to my door. I'm blaming it on you.
Mm-hmm. Alireza sent some spies over there to knock on the door, trying to distract Jan, and it worked. Wow. This is not the first time that Jan has kind of got nervous when Firouzja is the one down under 5-10 seconds. It feels like he's rushing on time and kind of letting these chances slip. Why didn't he just push his a-pawn? He was totally winning.
Yeah, the panic and someone at his door, like but also at the same time. It was legit just a panic.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. But look at the time, though. It's hard to lose this. It's definitely going to be a draw.
Yeah. All rook games are drawn. I'm assuming the queens come off in the near future. And there we go. Even without Black's d-pawn, it's a very, very easy draw, and Firouzja's not going to let this slip. 5 seconds. Oh, if he doesn't win this, he was so winning. He played a perfect game for 3/4 of it. And it feels like Alireza just keeps slipping away. Frustrating. Very frustrating for Jan Nepomniachtchi as he keeps moving his rook around, trying to gain some time, trying to set one final trap. There are no traps. It's too simple a position. King goes back.
Drawski.
Mm-hmm. Now it is an easy, immediate draw. Black rook can go back and forth. Not much white can do about this. He's got to start being a bit careful here, Jan, before he allows the black king to come forward, and maybe black will start being better. But for now, it's fine. Cutting off the king. Not much to be about this endgame, right, James? It's just survival of the fittest, who can try and make their moves quicker.
All right, yeah, that was tough for Jan because this was his first chance to win a game, and now, they're trying to fight on the clock here. I would still keep fighting too as well. I understand the frustration, but looks like there's nothing you can do here about this one.
Nepomniachtchi here. He was there. Just unfortunately won't get the points. And he does drop a pawn, Firouzja, but it's still a dead draw with the white king cut off. Do you think this is a tactic? I was going to say, if it is a tactic, who's it for? Is it Jan trying to play on? Does he think he has realistic winning chances? Does he want to get the 5+1 portion done? Or is it Alireza trying to eat time off the match clock? Who do you think this favors?
Yeah. Definitely for Alireza, because especially it's sort of a tilt moment in a way. Maybe it's not tilt, but if I'm Jan, I'm like, bro, I had him. What is this? Like, and then you're mad, and you're like, and then you start, just thinking crazy thoughts. He's just mad, obviously. And it makes sense. Maybe this is a draw now. Still not. My goodness. And he's just eating up the match clock here. I'm furious. He might even hang something, which is very normal. Very normal, guys. You just end up hanging something because you're so mad.
Yeah, and we haven't had any progress for ages. The last pawn push was nearly 50 moves ago, so I think we'll get a few more moves here, and eventually they do make a draw. But 137 moves, and a smile by Nepomniachtchi as he knows that that was a chance he let slip. Back to the Catalan in the meantime. And there we go, queen takes c4. This is one of the main lines, and a slightly different twist. This time the black bishop gets easier access into the center. And this is a very interesting line where black's bishop actually often goes over to g6, where it stays on the board a bit longer rather than some early lines where black gives up the bishop pair. And shake of the head from Jan. He still needs to focus, needs to forget that game. He needs to try and strike back here. He knows the Catalan better than Firouzja. He needs to use that. What do you make of the position now?
Yeah, I think I actually like these positions for white because it's a little bit. I'm not an Catalan player myself, but I do love the bishop pair, which we just grabbed. So I have moves like e4. I can take rook d1. I can be very flexible with my pieces here. The rook has an open a file too. I think piece activity wise, I feel very nice because you can create things. But black can play c5 at the right moment, try to open things up. Obviously, b5 would hang, but gotta watch out for that. So I do like white here. And if I'm Firouzja, I'm like, yeah, Jan is frustrated. You want to keep that going for now.
Another long game would be perfect for Firouzja, just eating more time off the match clock. This could be the last one if he is able to keep the tension, play another 137 moves. For now, the black queen comes out to hit the pawn in the center, getting ready for that c5 move you mentioned. This has a good reputation for black, just as in being rock solid, but never more than that. It feels like black's just playing for equality. And Firouzja with the bishop pair should be pretty content. 2 points up, minimal risk.
Feeling good. If c5, there's d5. Maybe not. Actually, I just saw b4. Oh no, knight a4. Yeah, that's a nice idea. So it kind of postpones to c5 for now. Question is how to increase our piece activity. Or what is the plan now? Do we go e4? Yeah, e3. E3 bishop e1. That's clever. That's some Catalan stuff right there. You've been playing this opening a lot, David. That's just Mr. Catalan here.
Peter Lecco used to tease me. Like I played a Grand Swiss, I think 4 white games in a row. I played bishop d2, bishop e1, and then I got the 2 bishops, and I ended up winning all of them. Just keep the bishop for later. Save the bishops.
Okay. That's the key, guys. Every game, bishop d2, bishop e1. Keep the bishops 1-0. Heard it from David.
And then just do nothing for 60 moves until it's the end game, and then the bishop comes to life.
Yeah, that's the problem. I just can't do nothing for 60 moves, David. I have to sack something at some point. I have to.
Yeah, and normally Alireza has to as well. He pushes d5, very ambitious. Probably a good idea. He wants to get that strong light squared bishop in the center. Okay, knight takes, I'm expecting. And then the bishop sits looking at the black king. I could see this going wrong for Jan right now. He's playing so speedy. 2 minutes up on the clock again. That's the story of the 5+1 portion, but he just hasn't had the killer instinct to back it up, Jan. He's had great positions, great clock management. He needs the accuracy. And Alireza slows down yet again. Knight takes pawn. Okay, will we see the black knight come over?
Yeah, knight f6. Let's get out of the way. A knight with the pawn takes. Yeah, this is okay. Is this how the Catalan? This what y'all be doing in the Catalan, David?
Yeah, Catalan, it's a good opening. It's all about the light squared bishop. And here, big threats. The black knight has to move. Does it go into the center? Does it go back to a safe square? Maybe I would probably be inclined to go back just to sit on e6 to block the diagonal. But the bar starts getting a bit excited. Maybe a mistake by Jan there. Does the white rook start joining the party soon? Or does the white queen step forward? There's threats in the air.
Absolutely love this idea. Yeah, and also these stuff like rook a6, but that's pretty obvious with rook a6 to rook g6. Queen c2 is a little sneaky, because you are hitting g6, but it's long range here. Long range.
Long range. Black does have a threat to take on e2, so he has to weigh up his own ideas here, Alireza. But there was a bit of a grimace on his face. I don't know why he kind of frowned there, Alireza, because he's got a great position. Fantastic for white. Maybe at some point I'm going to try and channel my inner Jedi. At some point, king g2, rook h1, put something else on the h-file, and checkmate. Takes a while.
It takes a while. Oh, man, well, in a way. Okay, bishop f3. Wow, there was a miss. So, David, what was the actual, like, what was the engine move?
Yeah, the engine move was actually rook to a6, and we could still see that. The position's repeated.
Rook a6. I like it, but it's obvious. Like, rook a6 is obvious. I want to go rook g6. Oh, maybe we repeat.
But now Jan can force a draw. There we go, knight d7. He gets at least one more game, and this time with the white pieces. I'm really surprised Alireza took the draw there. It feels like he's just trying to protect the lead he's got. And we're up to the Petrov. He's playing Jan's favorite opening against him.
I know. That's always psychological. Like, if you play Jobava against me, first off, I just look at you crazy. I'm just going to stare at you and then realize, do you know what you're doing right now? Right. And then, you know, I proceed to play the game here. So it's cool to see. Let me see how he plays it against him. Right. So sometimes you have that my kryptonite is like, you know, playing your opening against you. It's a scary, scary feeling sometimes. But we do have some weird Greek gifts that could come up here with bishop h7 and knight g5, but the knight can get to f6.
Yeah, and the white queen also struggles to get to the h7 square in the near future. This is all mainline theory so far. And yeah, I'm always scared to play people's favorite openings against them, their pet lines, just because I just assume that they know it better than me. Even with hours of study, even with Stockfish, to help with the prep, it always feels like you're walking into their home territory. But some players have had a lot of success with that, and Alireza, he's played all sorts of openings today. He's played Spanishers, he's now moved to the Petrov. Feels like he's trying to be a bit of a moving target against Jan's very strong e4 repertoire. And black has the bishop pair. Good news.
Yeah, black has a bishop pair. I am a bishop pair fan, and I know in opposite side castles, you will always get a game. b5, a5, a4, and then on the other side, knight g5, g4, f4. But I mean, without my light square bishop, it's really difficult to create things. I still could go knight g5, provoke a g6, and play h5. Sometimes even sacking on h7, like this is a cool idea of knight g5 after g6, sack on h7. But that in-between move with bishop f5 is not appealing.
Yeah, and Jan slicking back his hair there. Looks very happy with his position. And yet again, the storyline of him being up on the clock. We won't see him have a 2-minute advantage much more in the match once we hit the 3+1 portion. But yeah, I think this was just his best chance. And he keeps letting them slip. Bishop g4 is now the moment for that move you mentioned. Knight g5, caveman chess. Threaten checkmate.
Come on now, knight g5. There it is. g6. Oh, he plays queen g6. Like, yo, trade him off, bro. Trade him off the board, which makes total sense. Not trying to trade. Queen d2, f3, and g4. This could get scary.
f3, g4, h5, all the pawns coming forward. At the right moment, white's queen will come back to d3 to threaten mate again. Bishop takes knight is never appealing. Might have to happen at some point, but ooh, weakening move. f6, and he goes back with his knight, Jan. That f-pawn looks out of place. Now knight f4, f3, g4, g5. He's got a hook.
Very nice hook here. After knight f4, moves flow very smoothly. f3 next, g4 next. I mean, easy. Very just automatic. I mean, attacking players will attack. g5 takes g6. Or pawn g6 is what we want. And playing g5, pushing the pawn right through. Engine says, you've lost your mind. This is not a move. Apparently. Oh, because he could take and rook takes e3 as the follow-up. Oh, my goodness. He blundered. That's tough. Dang, you got to move the knight away. Oh, that hurts. That's a dagger.
Jan.
That hurts. Too fast, too furious. You were mentioning this, actually. He was like, hey, what does Jan need to do? It's like, yeah, he needs to not move as fast.
Yeah.
And, I mean, it's understandable, but man, that's tough.
It's as if he's playing bullet chess. He pre-moved g5 basically there. He played it in less than a second, and it was a blunder. Let's just put that on the board for everyone at home to show why Jan has blown it so badly now in this last couple of moves. Here, he could have played anything. He could have played knight to d3 first, just to set up g5, h5, big attack. But g5 rushed it, because after a capture, he couldn't take back himself, for example, with the pawn, because of, as he said, rook takes bishop, and 2 bishops now for the rook, just decisive advantage. Black's bishop will protect its king as well. So he finds himself in a sad position, down a pawn and more incoming. Hitting the bishop now, Alireza, and the rook's coming into e2. Yeah, there's no point having 4 minutes on the clock if you're just in a dead loss position. That's the problem.
Yeah. And I'll be frustrated because, like, you know, I would really be frustrated because I'm losing to my opening. So I'd be like, oh, stupid opening. I play this opening. And also, you lost the game. It's just a lot of emotions here. A lot of emotions right now. Tough because, you know, he was winning that one game. This could be a different score completely, but it's unfortunate.
Yeah, it's very likely that this is the last game of the portion. 5+1 was probably his best bet, Nepomniachtchi. He's the world blitz champion, the co-champion. But if he ends up 3 points down already with Alireza's favorite bullet still ahead, it's going to be very tough. Still some chances based on the open G file. But yeah, it's not looking good for now.
Yeah, it's really rough because my knight on d3 is just not a real piece. It can't help in this attack. It's just not able. Well, now, wait a second. He gave me knight f4. So I might feel a little bit better, I guess. So h6, takes, queen h6, queen f7. Not ready yet. This is not ready. What if he goes king h8? Do we sack the house? Sack everything? Ooh. Take. Hope for the best, boys. Hail Mary.
Yeah, maybe just bring the queen forward. He plays it. We'll find out. I don't think it works yet, but the blue arrow appears to give us a helping hand. Rook f1. And there are still tactics in the air. White is far from out of it if he hits the black queen now. And I guess black's queen actually lacks squares, like queen h5. There's going to be knight f4, some forks. Okay, he has to find this move, and he does. He's back in the game.
There we go. And there we have it.
Great move. Where does the black queen go? e4. Okay, rook f7, the blue arrow teaching us, showing us the way. I think that's a natural move, but it's probably the follow-ups that are difficult after the black bishop moved there. But, okay, given a question mark, he plays a very natural move instead. Maybe the downside here is that after queen back to e6, for example, white loses some time having to save his bishop. That is not easy at all. Maybe the idea is to double up on the black bishop on the f file. This is still sharp. This is still crazy, though. And Alireza is down to the 1 minute mark. Bring his queen to g6. The blue arrow. James, he's walking a tightrope here, Jan. He's having to find only moves all the time just to hold the balance.
And if I'm finding it, my goodness. He locked and loaded. Whoa. Okay, so now the question is, if I move the bishop, what is the move?
Wow. I mean, it's a double attack.
You know, hitting the bishop on, but then it's kind of crazy. Like bishop d6, I take the rook, you take the rook, I take the bishop. Like, it's kind of wild. He goes rook e8. Wow, moves are flying in right now. Okay.
Knight e5 was so cool. The knight was untouchable. It was poisoned because there would have been a back rank checkmate. Rook takes bishop. The black queen couldn't have taken the bishop either because of a knight fork. You can still land knight f7 now with a check. This is super scary.
Rook g1 now. Look at that. And then bishop h6 in some cases. Rook f6 is an idea too. Wow.
He allows the sacrifice. Blunder. Blunder. Rook
oh,
e7.
Wait, that's not mate. That's not mate. What's the idea? Bishop takes. No, that's not mate.
What is the idea here?
Rook f6.
Oh, he can take it. And he's going to take it again, and he's going to play queen g1 check. And where's the black king going? A block, and the white queen can actually check via d4 as well.
What? Bro, that is ridiculous. That's crazy.
Take it. He's found it. Check.
Queen g1, and he finds the idea, and Jan just absolutely snapped. Oh my goodness.
Check.
Alireza. Vicious.
Wow.
Wow.
And there we go. It's just checkmate. The black king is toast. And there we go. Jan does get his first win. What a roller coaster game. There's still time for one more in the 5+1 portion, but that could be a real momentum turner. That could flip the whole match on its head now.
Oh my goodness. That was vicious. I mean, Tactician versus the tactician here. They're both very vicious with tactics. Some very diabolical combinations that they find in classical games too. And it was a very nice spot by Jan there. Jan was able to get that, and winning in that type of fashion gives you some like a very good confidence is the word here. You're like, I still got it. Yes, that was what I needed. Now, okay, cool. 1 point game. Let's do what we got to do here. He's feeling good. He's feeling good, and that's what you like to see because we do have ourselves a much bigger match now. He shook his head there, though. You always see that. Great game. Then start the next one, shaking my head. I could have played better. I could have played better moves. It's incredible.
I think
Always
he's just
critical of themselves.
Exactly. The top players are perfectionists. I think he was wondering why it took him like 7 games to wake up, Jan, and suddenly spot these incredible tactics. That was world-class attacking. Sack, mate, basically. And now he's up to more nastiness here. He's sacrificed a pawn. This is actually quite well-known theory. I'm shocked Alireza's walked into this because this is known to be quite dangerous. Like bishop on the long diagonal, knight on b4, ties white down. If white castles now, black can, at the very minimum, take on f3, wreck the white pawn structure.
You know what, David? How about we go the other way then, David? Since that's the theory. How about we go against the theory then, David? Castle the other way. Now, that's scary, though, because a5, a4, but at the same time, I don't care about that. I'm not even playing, so we can do it. Castle queenside.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw something land on c1. I thought he castled. It was a rook.
Yeah.
Whoops. And this is like the Marshall Gambit. Like this is a better version. The Marshall's in the Spanish, of course. Black sacrifices a pawn for the bishop pair and an attack. But this bishop is so strong. Another bishop on on d6 here. This just looks fantastic. f5, f4. Watch out. Scary stuff. Rook e6, yes. Rook lift.
Ooh, you're right. Yeah, black just has so much play here. My goodness. And the bishops do point at the king very nicely. There's a famous old game. I don't know if it was like Max Ova or somebody. Capablanca, one of them boys back in the day, had a famous game with these bishops like this. I don't remember who, though. It was like hanging pawns in the center. They're demonstrating how to use hanging pawns with 2 bishops. Really strong, but no hanging pawns, just bishops. Very strong for Jan here, coming off a very, very incredible win. Feeling good here. Alireza, I think, is in a little bit of trouble. There's momentum on Alireza's side.
Yeah.
On Jan's side, sorry.
On Jan's side, exactly. Tilt is real. Like we saw it in the Hikaru Nakamura versus Wesley So match, where just one win was enough to suddenly turn the tide. We might be seeing it here again. The floodgates opening. He held Jan at bay for so long, Alireza, but some kind of nervy draws, and eventually the blunder allowing Jan back in. And can black continue the attack? Just the power of these bishops so strong. Rook g6. It feels like Alireza doesn't really care about bishops this match. He keeps giving them to Jan. And okay, rook takes rook. How does white recapture? Probably with the knight or bishop.
Yeah. The question is which one? Head shake. He's like, I don't know either. Head shake from Alireza, like, I don't know either, bro. Like bishop or knight. I don't like either. You know, that's what he just slight head shake there. It's not a comfortable position. You have to defend.
Yeah. Have to curl up into a ball. Maybe the knight comes around to f4. Oof. I mean, everything. It's like a traffic jam. Everything almost on the back rank. Retreat mode for Alireza. But still, at least he's suffering for something. He's suffering a pawn up, at least.
That is true. It doesn't feel like it. Like, does not feel like it. Like, pawn where? The double pawn? I'll take black all day.
Yeah. Agree. Even being a pawn grabber, I would take the bishops here. Take the power of the attack.
So I like this f4 move. It does block my bishop, but my idea here is actually sacking on g2 and then queen h3. Plays knight c6, goes back to the house, trying to reroute.
Yeah, trying to land in the center. That's a bit of an odd one. Given a miss, the computer thought black should just wait, like move like c5. And apparently this move is the one that Jan missed, because now the white knight is coming to f4. There we go. d4 in the near future. Black's getting pushed back suddenly.
That is strong. Maybe, where do you put the rook? Rook h6 is an awkward move because you're hit. Yeah, exactly. Exactly right. Your face says it all, David. It's like, yo, right on the diagonal for a free knight move here.
Yeah, I'm pretending I'm Jan, being extra expressive. But the rook on h6.
Conversation. Knight takes, rook takes.
Yeah. If white gets a few more moves, like maybe knight d3 as well is another consideration, but if white gets 2 more moves, like c4, d5, then he blocks out a bishop, and then it's like a dream. It's gone really wrong for Jan. He just feels like he's rushing again. He's playing for tricks. He's playing for rook takes h3, sacrifice, but he missed this one, getting the queens off, and he leans back, he frowns.
Oh, yeah, that's a very strong move, because of course the queen cannot penetrate squares like queen to e6, and sometimes even knight to e5. In some cases, f4 is kind of hanging. Yeah, the attack is now gone, and as Eval Bar says, white is better now, much better.
Yeah, and Jan again was rushing. Like, he had 4.5 minutes and an almost kind of decisive attack. Just incredible compensation for the pawn, and he was like blitzing, and now he's just clearly worse 5-6 moves later. It's crazy. This keeps happening. Maybe he was relying on queen takes queen and a rook check on h1, but it's a bit of a illusion there. Not much happening. The white king just happily moves into e2, and it's super safe. White still a clear pawn up. Not good news for Jan. Maybe the momentum turning back again in Alireza's direction.
Oh, definitely momentum shifts very quickly, especially with 1-point game leads like this. It's anyone's favorite here. You got the emotion, the swings there of what happens, trying to remember what happened in the last game, or throwing games. In fact, missing things. Getting lots of emotions. But 5+1, this is the last game. Chat, what do you think is going to happen? Is this going to be a win for Alireza, a win for Jan, or a draw? What do you think in chat?
Now, what do you think? Can Jan turn it around yet again? 30 seconds up on the clock, but pawn down?
I think not now, because his pieces are so strange now. The rook on h6 is like out of the game. The queen c4 is such a strong move. The knight, even on g6, has no squares. I mean, you can go e7. You can go back, but you have to go back to go forward. Knights are slow pieces. f4 is falling. I'm already up a pawn as white. So I think, this is either Alireza win or a draw.
Yeah, I agree. And the time advantage is gone. Jan should have spent this 2 minutes, maybe 6 moves ago, instead of moving his knight away from b4. The moment he retreated the black knight was the moment it all went wrong, and now he's going hunting for pawns. But blue arrow shows it. Bishop takes f4. White is simplifying down. White's making the equation easier here. Clear pawn up. Shake of the head from Jan.
Yeah, too much, or not. Was not able to convert in that middle game there. Very difficult.
Now he's going to have to defend a tough endgame. This is going to be torture. Bishop takes f4 looks natural. Maybe knight takes pawn as well.
Right.
Just taking that pawn off the board. There we go. He finds the best move. And what to do now? He's also going to lose the bishop pair. That was one of his main compensating factors behind being those pawns down. And sneaky move there, profiting from the pin. White can't take that bishop as his rook is hanging. But you can also trap that bishop f3, and that bishop might have no way home.
Oh, that is ugly. Is that just GG? Is that Rezi on the spot? No, he has bishop f1, king f2, and get out of there. So luckily, he has a little way to get out. But f3 is scary for the bishop.
Yeah, a bit scary in general. This position for Jan, who is forced to trade off. And here we go, knight versus bishop. But the pawn difference is most likely going to decide. White needs to put the pawn on b4. There we go. Everything on dart squares. Liberate the knight. Maybe f4. Bring the knight out. What are your predictions? Can black hold this ever?
It's really hard because I'm down the pawn, and I have this knight that is obviously a very annoying piece. It's also on seconds. If we had a lot of time with the knight, it's a little bit different. But having like you're having to move instantly almost with the 1 second increment here, so it's really tough. But actually, I guess he has that extra minute. I just kind of saw that there was a little small up there, so he has a minute. Okay, maybe he could draw. It's Alireza who has to move very fast.
And here we go. He's got to give a check now. That's the most natural move. Okay, he trades off a set of pawns. I thought this was quite a good decision, but maybe the black king is now so active that the white king is going to struggle to get into the game. The white knight has to somehow bypass the black bishop. That's not going to be easy. Doubled b pawns will make it tougher to create a pass pawn, and Jan's very confidently there traded off the whole king side. Pawns on just one side of the board. Normally knights profit, but it's going to be hard to break the black fortress running out of pawns now.
I thought c4 was really good. Bringing the knight back around. Next move is to play probably d5, which is played. King to the center and playing c5.
The bar rises.
There it is.
Black had
e5. Yeah, this is over.
Yeah. This is definitely over now. Black had a chance to stop d5, maybe putting a pawn on c6, but that would have been ugly. I don't blame him for not doing it, Jan, but he's rushing too much. He's still got 1 minute against seconds. And there we go. The white knight carves a path for the white king to rush in. Very classy play. And Jan still, yeah, I think he's just been playing too fast. He hasn't got the rhythm right in the 5+1. The white knight's now coming in.
I mean, look how annoying the knight is in these in games. Like, it's just the knight is all like, I mean, it's always the knight. It's always like this. It's so annoying that the knight does so good in the in games like this. It's just all the squares it can hit all the time.
Yeah, and the knight is going to help white win this game. Jan drops another pawn. That is game over. Bishop takes pawn will lead to a hopeless endgame and resignation. Back to the 2-point lead, Alireza, as we end the 5+1 portion.
Wow, and Jan talking to himself there, of course, just frustrated of what happens. He's totally understandable. He's going to have to shake that off and go into the 3+1. Alireza, on the other hand, feeling great there. David, it's been so fun to see it so much. But, of course, we got players going to London, and I know you guys want to be there too as well. We got SCC tickets. Who wants your ticket? Get your tickets for the Speed Chess Championship Finals, guys, live. That's going to be in London. The final is 4 players, and then you will meet in person and compete in front of live audience for the coveted trophy. And you can have a front row seat to the action, guys. Use !TIX TIX in chat to explore the range of ticket options from general admission to VIP experiences and meet and greets. Tickets are already selling faster than Paris was, and we sold that arena all the way out. We'll see you guys in London, and we'll see you with more chess after the break.
What's up, everybody? I'm here on behalf of one of our newest partners, Neuro. You may have known them before as Neuro Gum, but they make more than just gum now, even though this is the stuff that I actually personally really love and have been using for a hot minute. Natural caffeine, B vitamins, theanine, stuff that is good for you when you're looking to avoid that second cup of coffee. Now they also have Neuro Mints for calm and clarity. Also, only natural ingredients. They use GABA, vitamin D, all kinds of good stuff that you like putting in your body if you're looking for natural ways to bring up your energy and maybe calm down and get that clarity you need toward the end of the day. There's sleep and recharge. There's all kinds of small mint packets. But like I said, I really do love the Energy and Focus Gum. I use it in the afternoon. Pop one. Sometimes I really need that extra energy. Either way, hope you give them a chance. Use the command Neuro if you happen to be watching this during one of our shows. Otherwise, go to neurogum.com. Check them out today on behalf of Chess, and we'll see you around on Chess.com.
We have the freestyle drawing challenge. You can either draw your favorite chess piece, you can try and draw the country where you're from, or you can also draw something else you like.
I can't draw though. I have no like spatial awareness. I don't think I'm a good painter.
You guys will see how I'm going to draw, or can I?
That would be nice.
I'm drawing the US map with an oval shape. And then we have this. I told you I can't draw. That's not actually what I envisioned. Okay, so this is supposed to be... No, that's not good. Do I include Hawaii and Alaska?
Sure.
But Hawaii is just somewhere up here. Alaska is somewhere here. I have no like spatial awareness.
I don't think many chess players are so talented. No. Something like that. Approximately where would you be living?
Somewhere around here. Okay, I'm gonna draw a chess piece.
Okay, very good. On that map, where is like Florida, and you can show us a few cities.
Florida. But where is? Yeah, Florida is a little bit too far west. on this map. Okay, I'll try another one. No, but this is also not good. Okay. Well, this is Florida. It needs to be a bit longer, I guess. Originally, I'm in the East Coast. I'm somewhere on this map here. And now I'm around here.
Amazing.
Wow.
That's horrible. The map is the easiest, but it depends if I want to be artistic or not and draw like a piece. Should jut down like this. It goes over. California should be like something like this. It should go up. And then Maine should be right over here. And, okay, it's a bad drawing, but this is much closer than Fabiano for sure. Someone should still be able to tell this is the US.
My thought was that he was supposed to draw France and mark Paris. Yeah, I'm not sure.
I've lived here. I've lived here in Florida. I've lived somewhere up here in New York. I mean, this is terrible, but whatever. It's close enough. I lived in St. Louis, which would be somewhere in the middle, up here towards like all the Great Lakes, somewhere up here. So yeah, it's a couple of places that I've lived in the U.S. I lived in Seattle, which would be way up here. So it's not perfect, but I think someone will tell based on Florida being down here that it's the U.S. So I've lived in all these different places.
Can you recommend us a series or a movie that you love?
Yeah, Peaky Blinders series.
I like Mission Impossible.
One of my favorite movies, probably Inception. Probably everybody has already watched it, but if you haven't, you definitely have to. Yeah.
Everyone should see Lord of the Rings at least once.
I had quite a fun watching Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I guess RRR for people, I think a lot of people are enjoying.
Your favorite song these days?
Jay-Z or something is good.
Before the game, I often listen to SCC, like Thunderstrike.
Some Turkish, I don't know, some Turkish one.
So they're an Irish band. Yeah, again, nothing is coming to my mind.
Bollywood, Hindi music. Otherwise, I like music from chess-based India reels.
If you could instantly learn any language, which one would it be?
The most useful would be, like perfect English, of course, but actually maybe Chinese would be cool. No?
I'm torn between Georgian, Nepali as well, but Nepali, it will just make me feel better that I speak my father's language as well. Yeah, Nepali probably.
Arabic.
Spanish is the right answer.
Spanish.
I say Sanskrit.
For the first time in the esports World Cup history, the absolute best chess players in the world.
EWC is the biggest tournament in my calendar this year.
The two highest rated chess players in the world battling it out at EWC.
It's always fun to see Magnus act like a little child when he loses a game instead of accepting defeat humbly.
I want to win everything that's in front of me.
GG!
I got my bow and arrow ready. I've shot one falcon. I want to shoot one more.
Magnus Carlsen takes the victory, world #1, and now esports World Cup champion.
It's been unlike anything that I've seen. I really hope that this is a big part of the future.
Normally you would like to prepare for a match, and especially if you know like the opponent in advance. It's more about like your current form. Of course, I'll decide like which lines would I play and what type of the game I'd like to achieve. But a part of it, I think it's better, like, so trying to solve some puzzles, yeah, like sleep well, eat well, and like have a decent rest before the match, because anyway it will be very tense, and at some point, you know, some sort of a time scramble, some blunders, some random stuff is inevitable.
You know, David, I like his approach there with sleep well, eat well, you know, lots of puzzles. Is that it, David? Just sleep well, eat well, lots of puzzles, and random stuff could happen.
Exactly. Anyone can be a world-class grandmaster, right? I mean, he's been there. He's been training for years. Like, of course, you got to get the basics right in order to get everything else right. And as he said, there's lots of random stuff happening in the match. He's trying to control it as best he can. Maybe playing a bit too quickly today, Jan Nepomniachtchi. Maybe a bit too fresh, a bit too sharp. But yeah, he's still got chances to fight back, of course. He's been at the top for so many years now.
Well, David, as we see, well, I think that prediction might have been right. Poly market there somewhere, 5.5, 3.5, or predictions that we had even earlier too. With just 5.5, 3.5. Is that what it was? I'm gonna check those stats again. But what does Jan have to do for the 3+1 portion here? He was moving fast. Maybe, hey, this one might really serve him well with the 3+1, and maybe the 1+1 too. What do you think's got to happen?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a similar storyline, the 3+1 to the 5 minute, where Jan's going to build up a clock advantage. Here we see the pre-match prediction. Very close, James. But pre-match, we were thinking that actually it would be Alireza just by winning by 1 point the first 2 blitz sections before we go down to the bullet. So that's not great news for Jan. But yeah, if he can keep the speed, just add a bit of accuracy, add the killer instinct, realize when those kind of transformations of the position are happening, and being able to jump on any blunders, then he's got a real fighting chance. But Alireza's looked great so far. 1 shaky game, 1 big blunder. We saw the beautiful finish in that Petrov, but other than that, it has been very professional, I would say, from Alireza so far.
That is correct. As it was the Chess.com prediction was 4.5, 3.5, and Alireza has outperformed that one by 1. As we start the 3+1, there we go. Caro Khan, Tau variation.
Yeah, Caro Khan or Caro Can't? That is the question for Jan Nepomniachtchi. Trying to break down this opening. Alireza, this was his favorite childhood opening, especially Blitz online. It's super tricky. Queen C8 is a move I've played myself before. It's to try and land c5 very quickly, and the queen will support that push, gaining a tempo. But this is aggressive stuff from white. Jan really kind of showing that he wants to strike back here and now.
Yeah, this variation I didn't like as much, even though it's the Tau variation, and I love Tau myself. I was actually more a fan of the exchange variation. I was just able to get easy positions and put the knight on e5 and go for mate all the time. Then I tried some fantasy variations, which were kind of cool. But it is kind of wacky and wild. So sort of positions I like to play. But yeah, this one G4 and H4. Obviously, we got C5 in too as well. So they're like a French type of structure from a Caro Khan. They are cousins in a way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, grandfather Tal. Can't argue with him. He played this H4 move, and everyone's playing this H4 move nowadays. White gets a lot of space. But Jan has to decide where to put his king. The white king probably going to the queen side now, or maybe staying in the center. Black's king definitely staying in the center. Who do you think this type of position is going to favor, though, stylistically?
No, definitely. I think stylistically, I like Jan's here. Of course, Caro Khan, I have seen some very nice games from Alireza, especially in his 2800 rise. Classical chess, he played a lot of Caro Khan, actually getting up to 2800. But he also played as a kid too as well online. So I like it, but I do like the fact that Jan has a lot of options here. He's playing, you know, this very aggressive variation. But sometimes for me, it just doesn't feel like I get the most aggressive positions. Takes is wrong here, apparently. Queen d2, castle queen side. If I can get f4, f5, this reminds me so much of some type of French advance. Bishop gets to d7. I go castle. I move the knight. I play f4. I play f5. And I try to mate. That's the best I can do.
Mm-hmm. And he might try and mate as well. Jan, as Black plays b6, that's an odd move. Given a question mark, that nearly never appears in the French or in the Caro Khan. But the idea is to develop the Black Knight to c6 while keeping the bishop defended. Very interesting stuff. We'll see whether he can keep his center intact. And now, big mistake.
Look at the bar.
Wow.
Look at the bar. Wow! That's why I'm like, wow, it's so incredible. D4 when you move the bishop, it's like the knight. Wait, no, I actually thought you had B5, but you don't. The bishop's hanging. So how does this actually work, David? D4 where I move the bishop? Why is this so bad, bro? Like, bishop F4 and I'm out of the way? Yeah, he missed.
Yeah, apparently Black's best move was knight A5 in that position, hitting the white knight on the edge of the board. He's doing that anyway, but now there will be tactics. And
what was
actually
the
White's
idea
gonna
here,
get
David?
quite good compensation.
If you go back, what was D4? And then bishop F4, what happens?
Black would have played knight to A5, and maybe we can show that in a minute. But here, queen C3. Let's stick in the current position. He's going to win the C5 pawn. Double attack. He was hitting G7 and C5, and now he's going to be happy with the two bishops. Jan Nepomniachtchi.
I love this G5 move. This is fun. I definitely still like Jan's position. G5 missed from the computer, but very human. G5 is very scary because you can't go H5. I am opening up shop here. Either you're opening the H file or I open it for you. GH, right? So we're reopening the G file. Very fun, very practical, very human. I like this.
Wow, this has got big shades of the game we saw earlier with Jan delivering checkmate eventually on the G file, and then with some cool queen zigzagging. G takes H6 has got to be played, but that's a piece sacrifice. D4. White's going to have to take that and just bank everything on the attack. Queen hitting G7 all in now.
Yeah, I love it because after the piece sacrifice, we're hitting D7 too, so we get it back. But we do have to look at Queen C2 with check, King A1, and stuff is hanging everywhere. Everywhere. That's a crazy line. Like takes D4, takes D4, right? Oh, he didn't do it. Oh, he did. Oh, wait, where did the bishop go? Oh, it happened so fast. I was like, where did his bishop go, David? Went to C1.
Wow, that is so counterintuitive. That's Jan not trusting his judgment there. Like, let's just very quickly show G takes H6 was the best move. D4 forking two pieces. White would have had to take this now. It's a double attack hitting G7, but also D7. But maybe he was scared, as he said. Queen takes C2, check. Maybe knight to F5 to defend the checkmate. And a position like this, he couldn't judge it. He didn't have time, but it's still very promising for White with the open G line. This would have been what he should have done, but bishop c1, wrong direction, has allowed Alireza to step forward, block the king side at the cost of a pawn, and we see e4 played. We're seeing some very quick moves. Bishop f5. This is the live position. He's actually a pawn up now, Jan. But the black bishop very strong.
Okay, so who are you taking here, David? You're a Carol Khan player yourself. You're probably taking black. I'll take black here.
I don't know. I'm a Hikaru Khan player, but I like being a pawn up. So maybe I take white. The bishop on c1 keeps everything guarded.
I'm actually switching my bias here. I was all in, on that attack, but I mean, this just feels very good for black. The double of the rooks, the c pawn pushing here. I mean, this is scary. I have to go like king a1. Like I just get out of the way, and he didn't do it. There's a lot of piling up over here. It looks very scary for white. Whoever gets to that king first wins, and it looks like it's going to be black. He is about to get there now. He takes queen here and hit the button. Just hit the button to start a new game. Get up out of there. Probably easier said than done. Yeah,
it's over. Well, the white king has to run. The white queen couldn't defend because the c-pawn was pinned. It's like a mirror image. Anything you can do, I can do better. Rook takes g7 was Jan's big sacrifice earlier. Now it's rook takes b2 for black, and I think you can do anything here and win. Yeah, the white king is just dead. You've only sacrificed the exchange as well. Double exclam because the knight is hanging. But here we will see a sequence to pick up the white queen.
Man, this is ridiculous. Jeez. Ooh, yeah. Just get up out of there. Start a new one, shake it off, act like that game didn't happen. And back to it.
Yeah.
Back to it. 3-point lead for Alireza.
Firouzja he's just too strong in those complications. It feels like his nerves are just way better than Jan's right now. Jan's been kind of just playing moves on field, not calculating. It seems like he's just playing moves that look good rather than trying to focus concretely. And we're back to the Petrov, this time with colors reversed. Jan is the one who employs it, and big theoretical battle. This is one of the main, kind of modern main lines where white sometimes threatens ideas like bishop takes h7, not yet, but knight g5. And James, it feels like Jan now trying to limit the damage, maybe a bit of tilt.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Jan, actually, we have seen him tilt before, and I mean, it's a normal thing from when you're losing games. Like I think we've all been there where you just tilt a little bit. But it's also in a situation where he had great positions. Like he had the game, the door delivery game where like something was at the door, he had to go, he was winning, and then couldn't convert there. That's a tough one. Then he had another game I think was similar where he couldn't convert there either. So that would have had this at a 1 point lead here if he was able to convert those games. So not being able to convert, being down on yourself a little bit, sends you into a spiral sometimes, which is totally understandable given the situations and what Jan is having to do here.
Yeah, and normally
we might as well shake hands here, David. What is this? What is this, David? Shake hands, bro. Hey, I'm about to go to sleep, Dave. I'm gonna take a nap. I'll be back. Wake me up when this game over.
Yeah, it suits both of them, right? Like Alireza, because he gets a bit of time off the clock. He's feels a bit closer to the finishing line. He's up 3 points, but they say you never want to castle queenside, like 0-0-0. Jan's lost 2 in a row. He's not going to lose 3 in a row. And there we go. It is a draw. We move on. Less said about that game, the better.
Oh, I'm up. Sorry. Shoot. Okay. My bad. Sorry. I don't know if you heard me snoring. Okay, we back.
It's yawn Nepomniachtchi.
Yes, guys. Night. Everybody sleep. Exactly, Chad. I see you, man. We got a new game, though. We back to this Hikaru with this early queen c7. He switched it up a little bit. What's this idea here? Is this to play c5 again, David? But d5 is obviously hanging out. So e6 and something later.
Yeah. Essentially, like queen c7 is a bit of a waiting move. After h4 in the tile variation, black can play like a6, h6, h5, queen b6, queen c7, queen c8. There's loads of moves. But essentially, it was just to wait a little bit for white's knight to go to c3. Not a great square, and now we have basically a French defense, but with the light squared bishops off. I think ideally black doesn't want a pawn on h5 because it's harder to castle kingside, but yeah, it looks like Firouzja healthy opening yet again.
Yeah, definitely. Got that light square bishop off. I think that's one of the greatest things that you have to do in a French, which is a cousin of a Hikaru. This literally looks like a French advanced. But it was a Hikaru here. We got rid of the light square bishop. Now you have yourself an excellent French here. But apparently, Eval Bar was not feeling the last few moves here from black.
Yeah, it's quite well known. Like I play the Hikaru a lot. Like knight h6, white should always take that knight. Just always take the knight off because it displaces.
That's good to know, David. That's actually nice to know. Okay, cool. Yeah. That's awesome. David, hear from David here first. Always take the knight when it's on h6 in the Hikaru.
Unless it blunders something, like that's strategically it's desirable as long as it's not a blunder. He wanted to keep the bishop on to trade off for black's bishop, which makes sense. But yeah, I don't know. I think taking with the bishop, I remember seeing an Emil Satovsky game from many years ago that influenced me very strongly in this exact opening. So in the Hikaru, white's knight looks strong on g5 though. Going to be hard to remove that beast.
I'm not gonna lie, I absolutely love white's position with f4, just anchoring the knight in there, and that knight's not going anywhere. I mean, f6 can happen, but e6 falls. I really wanted b3 to happen at some point. It actually just playing it, letting capture happen, and then you go back to work b1 and then knight over to d2 to try to create your own play over there. But b3 is like never happening. So do we just shuffle and then draw here too? I mean, there's no real pawn breaks. Pawn breaks, like it's nothing. You're not gonna play g4, so this is probably another draw.
The drawathon, the snorathon. Maybe it's on. That is live sound from the players.
Wake us up, chat. Wake us up, chat, when we get to something when it gets exciting. Okay.
Yeah. I think I would take the black side though. Like I can't really imagine white doing anything on the king side. I say as Jan tries to break through.
That's incredible. Oof. That's risky, right? But I guess he can get it to work.
Okay, rook f4 apparently by far the best move. Watch out, there might be ideas like f5, e takes f5, e takes f6, e5. Not anymore. The black queen now needs to get around. This is a wild position. I think we're going to see the miss sign quite a lot because it's going to be impossible to be accurate. Every move pretty much looks the same. But I think I would take black just because of the safer king, James.
That's so funny. I would take white because I like this idea of rook f6, queen f4, and then push the pawn into oblivion and just try to do something there. Rook f6, queen f4, h5, h6, and hope for the best. And then maybe sag on f7. Like, it's possible. Maybe even get the king involved, like get the king close up there so I can play. I want to hit f7, but he has everything locked down. So, yeah.
Ooh. Yuval Bar doesn't approve of that because of rook to g4, hitting the pawn. Rook trades are not forced. If all the rooks come off, I love your plan, James. The h-pawn will decide. So rook g4, really important.
It's hard to stop there, too. Like, even, it's just hard to stop right there on g4. What a move that is, but it was a miss.
Okay, rook h5 played. This is very dangerous now for both sides. Who do you think is going to get there? Would you take the king or the pass pawn?
I always like to look at the time. Jan is up every game. He just up time. That's incredible how fast he is. But, the knights aren't able to get in the game. Can I get knight f4 in? What if I get knight g5? I can't sack. Yeah, I mean, you have a point. Like, black, the safer king. Like, I feel like I'm either going to shuffle or black. If you don't shuffle, then black can, sometimes maybe get queen c2 or b1 in and be a little bit annoying. Queen b1 on demand, right? So it's a little annoying. And then this knight on c6 can like get some weird situations where it can get the d3, like via a5, b3, c1. That's a long route, but possible. It's just annoying. You have to defend. You have to hold a lot as white here.
Yeah, you have to hold a lot as white. Like, I really love the idea of the black king marching down the board. King b6, king b5, king a4, king b3. Question mark given to this last move to trade or not to trade. Probably black wants to keep the queens on the board, just because of the power of white's h-pawn, f7 hanging as well. But why is that move so bad? Given a question mark.
I hate seeing that king walk. That king walk like that. It happened to me one game ever in Classical. I had a great tournament. I played like 4 GMs, lost to 1. But Gabriel Flom hit me with this king walk that was diabolical. He moved his king like 11 times. And with pieces on the board, like queens and pieces, and I just couldn't do anything. It hurt. I almost wanted to knock all the pieces off the board. It was nice. And here's a blunder. Rook takes h4. What is he doing with his life? Oh my goodness. Molding. Oh my goodness. What was that, David? Explain, David. What was that? What happened?
I think he just felt he was repeating the position. He thought knight g5, queen g6, knight f3, queen h6, draw. He was that confident in his chances of holding it, but unfortunately blundering the queen in one move is a bad sign. I think the tilt has kicked in now. He's lost 3 of the last 4 games, Jan Nepomniachtchi, and the score is growing. The difference between them. Yeah, back to the Petrov. He just wants to stem the bleeding. He's not going to win many games like this, though. Bishop takes h7 threatened with a Greek gift and a discovery against the black bishop, which drops back. Yeah, that was bad. That was probably the worst move of the match. And yeah, look at his face there. He knows
it's
it.
On his face. Yeah. I mean, and it's tough because I remember from Hikaru had a comment. I never forgot. He said you should have. It's easier said than done, but having short-term memory loss with losses, where like you have to get over it because it's still a match. You still got to bounce back. I think Wesley did that incredibly well and went to his match against Hikaru, even though he lost. He took some L's and he was down a few, 2, almost 3 games, and then was able to come back and within a 1-point lead. I think even evening the match at one point. But yeah, it's more of you got to get over what happened there. It did suck. It was a very bad blunder, but he's gotta lock in now. But tilt could be setting in, boys. It is a 4-game lead. Lots of time left, but 4 games. He's got to stop the bleeding now, David.
Yeah, just over 30 minutes left. Time is running out for Jan. He cannot enter the bullet portion more than 2 games away from Firouzja. I think like even being down on the scoreboard in general before entering the bullet feels like minimal chances because Alireza loves the speed so much, but he cannot make the comeback if the margin is more than 2 points. I think just from past experience from other matches, we've seen close ones this year and previous years, but normally it's within a couple of points is the maximum. So he needs a win or 2. Ideally more, Jan, in the next 30 minutes as he develops his knight. This could be the one. White has weak pawns. I quite like Black's long-term chances here. If he gets 1 or 2 more moves, knight f6, rook c8, very safe.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm impressed by him. Not even by the chess, by like, his chess is as much with the last move, but with Alireza. I mean, not Alireza. Jan's like the ability to eat right now. Like if after I lost the queen that way, I'm trying not to put my arm through the computer. So He is. It's very like I like his emotion here. His emotional control to be able to enjoy food right now is actually incredible to watch. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, multitasking. Who said chess players couldn't multitask, right? Eating and walking into a very comfortable endgame. My fear is that this endgame might eat another 5 minutes off the clock. If I'm Jan Nepomniachtchi, I think if I'm Alireza, I'm thrilled. This is a super safe endgame. Should be a draw. Move the knight around and. Okay, I thought he was going to eat more time off the clock. Out of here. On to the next.
Yeah, every time the Petrov, except the game that Alireza played, which was, Jan was able to get that vicious mating attack.
And we're back to this old thing, the Tal variation. It's a Tal as old as time, this one. And
it's nice there. It's nice there. I see what you did there.
Yeah, thank you. Here we go. Here we go. G takes h5. Now if the black rook steps out and takes, I guess it becomes vulnerable to ideas like f4 to hit the rook.
Yeah.
Very interesting. We'll see it.
I like the knight e2 move. Yeah, and the knight f4. Lots of ideas with that. Bishop coming around to d3.
Okay. Black knight. I said when it lands on h6, take it, but probably not here. That's when it's more blocked. Now the G and H files are open. That's the exception. Sorry, everyone.
Add that to the rulebook, guys. Add that to the rulebook.
Yeah, just an asterisk. Like check the details. Read the small print, and yeah, black's going to break out with c5 sooner or later. I don't know if you need to play a6 first to stop the white knight jumping, but yeah, this is tough. The black king. Maybe it castles to the long side.
Yeah, I think I love open positions more, and this is probably why I wasn't the biggest fan of Tal variation, even though I love Tal. It was too close for me. I think it's just, and then c5 is always a good break for black.
Yep,
wasn't the greatest fan.
Yeah, normally if black gets c5 and doesn't lose material or doesn't kind of get hit on the other side of the board, then it's very, very good news. So black should be fine here, although Alireza maybe not finding the right plan according to the eval bar. Yeah, it's very tense, this position. Very blocked, but lots of pawn breaks in the air at least.
We can... The knight on G3 is very bad. Okay, we take the pawn. You have to. D4 will be hanging. A5, where he playing so fast here. A5 was really nice. I was liking Queen A5 and Rook lift. Bring another piece into the game. A5 could be for A4, A3. Move the knight back around. We're going to F4, hit E6.
Yeah, very logical. He's playing so fast, Jan. Like, the average length of a chess game is around 40, 45 moves. And he's always at nearly move 30 now, and he's used 30 seconds. It's a 3-minute game. It's crazy time usage. He does this in classical, as you said, so I shouldn't be so surprised. But when things keep turning against him, you got to think maybe it's time to pause a little bit. Rook G1. He's already allowing a draw at the very minimum for black. Knight A3 check.
Knight
the king has to
C2.
go into the corner. Knight C2. Will Alireza bail out? Bishop A3, maybe even stronger.
Okay, and just Rook G2. Very easy move to play. I guess, is there takes in A3? Wow, that's actually a move.
Yeah.
But I guess he would take with the rook, believe it or not. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, and
like
at the end, the
bishop
white
takes
queen.
A3 doesn't work. Oh, but now that's why he goes rook F8, because the knight's hanging in that line now. Incredible. Even rook takes F4 now.
Yeah, big threats. If the white knight moves like knight G6, then it's just a bit offside. The black rook will use F7 or F5. Jan, he does move that knight out the way. A mistake. He should have actually been going for tactics with knight takes E6, deflecting the black queen to take the bishop, but that was not easy at all. And I think it's going to be a back rank checkmate, James. I just feel it in the air, that white king.
Yeah, it definitely feels like it, doesn't it? It definitely feels like it. Let me see. Thank you, Max. Yes, I am. I read everything in chat. Absolutely. Even the haters. A3. Beat pawn takes. Bishop C3 doesn't work. B3. Whoa! Blunder. Knight B2.
Oh, it's a blunder. This knight is
really
hanging.
strong.
He has to give up the exchange. Or rook takes bishop. Rook takes knight. That's a free piece. And there we go. Alireza wins.
Dank. This is a demolition job.
The lead grows. Now 5 points ahead, and Jan has lost 3 games in a row with white in the tile variation. He just can't play it anymore. Like, losing 1 game with white is bad enough. Losing 3 games in a row with white in the same opening, it's... yeah. Yeah, that's the definition of madness. Repetition like that.
Yeah. Well, at least, we finally got a Nightdorf, bro. Dang. I mean, finally, David. I'm happy now. I'm happy. You got a Nightdorf. Let's see what happens here.
Yeah, it's his kind of one true love, the Nightdorf. I know he's played the Petrov a lot in classical chess, Jan, but that's because sometimes a draw is fine, but a draw is not fine anymore, with 5 points to make up on the scoreboard. Yeah, this is the Jan we want to see, going for it with black and with white. Knight g4 looked maybe like a very tempting move there, just to put the knight back on e5 on an outpost, but he moves his queen.
We'll have to see it. Yeah, knight g4. A very strong move, which he plays now. Bishop d4. Wow, e5 he's allowing. I guess it was like a knight d5 or something there.
Yeah, e5, maybe the white bishop just moves, and d5 would have become weak. Knight d5's in the air soon, if not now at least. But the bishop drops back first.
Love to see those takes. Strong knight on e5.
Can't be touched. Can't be touched. He'll probably play king to e7. Like, that's very typical in these openings. Like, the black king's actually pretty safe in the center. Rook d8 first. It's been very good so far for black here. I've got to say, I'm so impressed by Alireza, though. Like, his killer instinct is on fire. Like, anytime he gets a chance, he seems to take it. And that's the difference between them so far.
Yeah, with the tactical skirmishes, of course, we've seen Alireza just being more sharper. I mean, Jan, I'm not gonna lie, I think the best tactical combination we saw was from Jan today. Well, that was like game of the day with the Petrov, even though he was losing at some point. But he found just a diabolical combination. Bishop h6, rook g7, queen g1, queen d4. It was just everything perfect. He found it. So when he's locked in like that, he's killer instinct. But Alireza is just able to do it more consistently, it seems, in this match.
Oh, yeah, and talking of consistency, it was fine for so long for Jan. He should have put his king on e7, but okay, bishop g4 was the stronger of the two, because the white queen could have used this diagonal. Bishop on g4 would also have allowed knight d5 tactics once black had played this queen c8 move, but still very loose here, James. Like, the black pawn's so weak, and the white knight's trying to travel around now.
Easy to get to, knight d4. You really don't want to go e5 here. That bishop becomes a menace.
Oh, this is very tough, very passive. Yeah. He doesn't need to get through. He's 5 points up. He can just sit and wait and eat time off the clock.
Maybe rook d3 here. Rook d3. My idea, rook c3. Be a little bit annoying. Queen b6 wants a trade. Should be nice for black, though.
Yeah, should be fine. Maybe he just goes back. I'm very surprised he didn't kind of try and transition into a attack, and suddenly, with the queens coming off the board, the tables turn. Black is suddenly easily able to defend his pawns, and white is the one with weaknesses, especially a5.
Now there is a down a lot of time. I mean, talk about Jan like 2 minutes up. I mean, talk about the speed here, and he has a great position now. From where he was before. Rook to c6, played knight d4. You want to draw? Not yet. Rook c7. Going to try to win this in game. Going to try to squeeze something out. We got time. 23 minutes left.
Yeah, but if Jan doesn't get this one, and if another 5 minutes disappears, I don't know. I do fear that the gap is already too big, and there we go. He makes his move. He tries to break out, but he's blundered again, Jan. He wants to play rook takes d5 there to hit the a pawn, but he just forgot about knight f5 check, and the black rook would have been hit. So now he's got an ugly isolated pawn, and he's just clearly worse. That was an elementary blunder. I think unfortunately it's just he's playing way too quickly, Jan Nepomniachtchi.
And of course Alireza is punishing that. He's just punishing the moving fast, as he knows Jan does that. 20 seconds though, gotta be quick here. This isn't a cakewalk. Alireza with a slight head shake. It's not a cakewalk. You gotta move. A lot of pieces still on the board still.
Yeah, Alireza. He's so used to playing with 30 seconds on the clock, with 5 seconds on the clock. He's, I mean, his moves are just as good when he has 5 seconds as they are when he has 5 minutes, which is a real paradox. But so impressive, the speed king. This is why Hikaru said he was probably the big favorite in this match. He's showing it, right? It's just the speed and that tactical eye. The knight's coming around. White can sit here for another 50 moves if he wants.
Eating the time clock.
Mm-hmm.
Match clock, that is.
Yeah, you can just put the bishop back on f1 or d1 and just move and move and move. Bishop f1, rook d1, rook a1. Just black is never ever breaking out of this bind. Okay, he's trying to force the issue now. Okay.
Trade, but I have stallion on d4. A5 is extremely weak though. Be careful. Rook e1 could be losing something.
Jan's blundered.
Knight f5. Oh my goodness. Knight f5.
He's blundered it again. That's
Knight
not the
f5.
first time he's blundered that move.
He hasn't even moved. Wow, it's missed by both. Jan didn't even shake his head or nothing. I'm sure he probably sees it now, but dang. Knight f5 was a big miss.
That was game over. That was probably match over if Knight f5 had happened due to the pin on the d file. Easy fork. And Jan, he stops it now. He covers f5. He did see it.
Alireza having no time contributes to obviously not seeing Knight f5.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I don't think we can blame him. Knight f5 is tricky at the best of times, but when 5 seconds pops up on your clock, it's tricky. And now, can Jan break through and win somehow? Can he take this knight? That's a big question. He doesn't take it.
That is nice. That was a question. Do we trade? Ugh, really, this is probably the worst knight versus bishop. I don't really like this, but I guess I shuffle. What? King f2 and king e1.
Mm-hmm. Just a draw. The black king can never break through into white's half of the board. Yeah, this is just going to be a draw. But it's another draw that's going to eat so much time off the clock. He's got the perfect fortress. Pre-move. Unless black wants to try g4 when Alireza is pre-moving. There we go. Draw. And Jan is not happy. Not happy at all. He had chances there, despite a blunder. And Alireza is Alirizing his way to the semi-finals.
Alirizing his way. Okay, that was nice, David. That was pretty nice. Wow. Well, as you see, Alireza is still sitting there. Yeah, he's probably analyzing his game, trying to figure out what's going on. Nepo gets away. He just walks away. It's understandable. He's got to take a little bit of a break here, breathe, as we take a break as well here. Talk about Chess Up 2. This is actually a really fun board I've actually been able to play. I played Alireza on this. I got a draw. I was hype. I'll never play him again. Chess.com is thrilled to support fellow game changer Chess Up, the record-breaking company taking the game world by storm, guys. And we have a brand new Chess Up 2. This physical electronic board syncs to your Chess.com rated games, which you can then save and analyze. And on Chess.com, it's pretty fire. You got built-in Wi-Fi, a touchscreen, and touch sense pieces. Chess Up 2 supports players of all levels. Over 500,000 Chess.com games have already been played on the Chess Up 2. And now we're hooking you guys up with 10% off when you use the code CCT10. So head over to playchessup.com or use !chess up, not the 2. I see you guys in chat. Is !chess up, and you can use it in chat to unlock this limited time offer. We'll be back with more Blitz action right after the break.
Has this ever happened to you?
Oh, shoot. Another mouse slip.
What about this?
Oh, well, holy bishops en passant. I think I'm getting carpal tunnel. If only there was a way to play online chess with a real-life board.
What if I told you you can with Chess Up 2? That's right. With Chess Up 2, you can now play over the board online.
Wow.
Simply connect your Chess.com account to our state-of-the-art Chess Up 2 and get a game started. Every time you move, our revolutionary board will transmit the data online directly to your opponent. And as soon as they move, squares will light up, signifying which piece is going where.
Well, shucks. This Hikaru guy seems pretty good.
With Chess Up 2, mouse slips and sore wrists are a thing of the past.
My carpal tunnel is gone. Well, this sure is fun. I'm playing online against my new friend Hikaru. Who needs a family? But I sure do miss clicking on a piece and seeing all of my available moves like they have on Chess.com.
Well, Danny, you're in luck. This feature is totally available on the Chess Up 2 as well.
Wow. Well, I'm convinced. But hey, what if I don't just want to play an opponent online? What if I want to use one of Chess.com's other great tools?
I thought you'd never ask. With Chess Up 2, you can fully take advantage of the Chess.com integration by playing bots, analyzing your offline games, and even using our optional AI assistants to visualize the quality of moves with color-coded hints.
Well, holy Chess Up, you did it. You made IRL chess cool again.
You got it, Danny.
And how do you know my name?
Play chess today on the board of tomorrow.
Everybody has days where they just don't feel up for it. You look in the mirror and you're not your full self. NeuroGum, energy and focus. I know a guy who uses the gum to help get ready for his day. And it tastes good. That's the energy and focus this guy needs to go bring smiles to the faces of chess pieces everywhere. There he is. That's my guy. Always forward, never back. NeuroGum, helping little pawns feel big since 2015.
Who is your favorite person in the tournament as a friend?
Fabiano Caruana, because he's a very friendly person.
I think I have good contact with Javi. Oh, Prague. I also get along very well with Prague. Fabio Praganda, probably, yeah. Well, Fabiano Caruana.
And probably Gukash Domarajo.
Maybe Kasparov.
Maybe for fun, yeah, Magnus, because we are in Team Liquid now.
What is your favorite city in the world?
The Hague.
Where I live, Minnesota.
Krakow.
Probably Paris.
I like generally, Switzerland, Geneva, Dubai or Doha is also very, very, very suitable for me.
Yeah, I'd say Chennai.
Are you more a night owl or an early bird?
I'm definitely a night owl.
Early bird nowadays.
Early bird.
Late. It depends on my routine because sometimes I night owl and sometimes I'm early bird.
Recently I became night owl because I played in many classical tournaments and I have to prepare. My advice is just to be a morning person.
I wake up around 9.
8:30.
Maybe 9. Sometimes 10.
I usually at 10 a.m.
Actually, I wake up early around 8, 9. But whenever I study chess, it's always late.
10 maybe, the 9:30.
The match gets really messy, chaotic and something, I think commentators would panic before the players do. Well, this is surely like the now outdated information. I really suck at classical events this year, so let me shine at least on there, yeah?
David, at the end of the day, right, he just wants to have a good time and feel good. You can tell it's very genuine here. He's like, I'm not playing well. Let's just, see what I can do here. I want to bring my all to whatever I can with this Speed Chess Championship. You agree?
Yeah, as he said, it's been a tough year with Classical. He's dropped outside of the World Top 20. Jan, he's lost a bunch of Classical rating points, but he did win the Blitz World Championship alongside Magnus at the end of last year. He loves the Speed Chess. I think it will be disappointing to him so far as we see him shake his head that he hasn't been able to put up a closer fight so far, but there's still time. He just needs a bit of a streak now. He needs to put on his jet heels and just go. In the meantime, we didn't hear from Alireza. That's because we couldn't find him, couldn't catch him just before this match. He's been in hiding for a while, maybe preparing, studying ahead of some very important matches the rest of this year, the next few months. But he's looked in good shape, James, Alireza. Maybe getting some snacks himself now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to keep the snacks going. I think he might be doing something with the camera behind him. Not sure what, but he's getting set up here. In the meantime, Jan came out the jacket or whatever he was wearing. It's like, yeah, you know what? Let me really lock in. Maybe we probably should have did that beforehand. No, at the same time, the score actually doesn't tell the true story here. As he had a few games that he should have converted here. It was just easier said than done. And then the score would be a little bit closer than what it is right now. So unfortunate for him, but he's going to try to bounce back here. Did you just feel for him, guys? He look sad, guys. Like, oh, like it's just a sad moment here. Fiyan with the head shake there. But he can bounce back. It is possible, but he's got a lot of work to do to finish out the other half of the 3+1 and the 1+1 portions as well.
There's still time. He needs to lock in. Yes, he might need Alireza's level to drop. That hasn't looked like it will happen. He probably needs to just embrace the tension. Normally, it's a symptom of kind of wanting to just rush, wanting to get the match over and done with when you play so quickly on the clock. But yeah, for Jan, I think he also needs to stay away from that tile variation, unfortunately. It's a 5-point difference, but that's because he's lost 3 games with white in that opening alone.
Yeah, he's just gonna mix it up. I mean, E4 obviously Carol Khan, but there's different ways to play it. Maybe try to put him in some different type of territory, as it is a faster time control here too. Play+1, maybe even a whole different opening. Right, he's played English a lot. I know he's very vicious with the English. Maybe going some English route. Maybe try to throw it out there. We'll see what happens here. See how Alireza responds. Alireza fueling up with some water. You know what? I'm about to hydrate too. Hey, let me get some water. Hold up, chat. Hey, everybody hydrate, chat. Drink some water. Hold up.
Alireza looks ready. Quick swig, and he's good to go. And yeah, for Jan, I fully agree. Like, this is a good tip for everyone in general. Change things up when it's not going well. But no, we're back to the tile variation of the Hikaru Khan. It's the advanced variation with H4. And, oh dear, we're here again. Evalbar loves it. That's why it's so tempting. Computer says white is crushing. But in practice, he's just not been able to get a handle on this whole plan of E6, C5. And here we go again.
Yeah, back down these lines again. They weren't working. So, I mean, really one thing you want to try is just try something else. But he is not willing to do that. So let's see what happens. If this is the game, if he loses this one too, especially with white again, I mean, hey, if you're in your corner, in his corner, David, you just got to tell him, hey, we got to try something else. It's not working. Obviously, you still want to keep, you're trying to make it work, but it's not. You're giving him points. So let's see what happens in this game.
Yeah, there's an extent to which you can kind of stubbornly trust your own openings in this modern day, especially if the results aren't going well. There's an old saying that you can try an opening once, your opponent will be surprised. Try it a second time, they might still not understand what's going on. Try it a third time, then the joke's on you. They'll know exactly how to stop your opening ideas. It's not worked 3 times in a row, so 4th time lucky, maybe. Although Evalbar already on black side, as he tries to pin at the knight now. D4 threatened, A3 the most obvious response. Jan is maybe tempted now to kick the bishop one more time. Nope, he jumps in with his knight and doesn't look good. D4 in the air now.
Yeah, I was never a fan of this variation, and I just see why. Like, I can't with white. This is a tough variation to play from white side. You have to play so accurately, I believe here. And you need sacrifice too. That's scary. Takes rook h3, and then what's the idea? Oh, rook c8. He's already cooked. Come on, next game. Dang, David.
Yeah, come on, Jan. Just stop playing this opening. Like, you're losing with white. It's just it's too much.
Right,
rook
corner
h3
like throw in the towel. Stop doing it. Breathe.
Exactly.
Play something else.
Man, throw in the Mikhail towel. H3 rook c8.
Yeah. Yeah, this is just, man, he's crushing with this opening here. We got to do something else here with white.
And just as our featured chat says, the advantage evaporated instantly because it is such a complex opening. One tiny inaccuracy in the opening and you're just worse with white. Like, it's such high risk. And I understand he needs to win a lot in a row now, but he's tried it before. He sacrificed the exchange here, so he survived. Jan Nepomniachtchi, some big threats of rook to b8 in some lines. The white knight looks really nice. So he's not out of this game, but yeah, it's definitely not been a success.
Not a success. Knight h6, though. I like that he got the rook to the 2nd rank here. It was a 7th rank. It is annoying because obviously moving the bishop, f7 was falling, with hence knight h6. Bishop c8, rook b8. Oh my goodness, bishop b5. Is he still in the game? David, because he got these bishops.
These bishops. The white rook just needs to move. Apparently A7 is the best square. Evalbar.
Nice, though. Oh, man.
It drops. It's still good for him, but he did allow the black king out of its cage. Rook to A7.
Rook b8 is so normal, David. What was rook a7 about? I mean, rook b8 is so normal.
I know, I was going to say, it's such a difficult move. F5 is impossible as well. Never, ever going to happen. Don't understand that even slightly. Pawn to F5. Like, what?
F5 is actually kind of ridiculous. Nobody knows what that's about. But in just like F5, I mean, Engine throwing away all these pawns here. Oh, D4, I guess that's for rook D8. It makes sense.
D4 makes sense because bishop B6 is, I think, a threat now. And if the black rook moves, then there's bishop back to C5 check. So D4 is very possible, but okay,
Yeah.
he gives back some material instead. Alireza getting a bit nervous there.
Yeah, I like the choice. I mean, one thing about being up materials, you can give him back when you want to. He chose to give it up here. But I think overall, opening choice, yeah, I think he knows. Even though he's, okay, cool, got the exchange back, but I need to try something else for white. 100%.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably not going to lose this game anymore, so probably he'll break that losing streak in the opening, but it was a bit shaky. And sometimes you just got to test the opponent. Like, Alireza's shown he knows how to handle these positions. He has a good feel. Sometimes you need to probe, say, are you comfortable here? Nope. You comfortable here? Maybe. I'll keep moving on. And that's what Alireza's doing, keeps changing openings when he has white.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Block now of the check.
Yeah, hard to do anything here. Knight F5, King D3, you just kind of chill. Yeah, I think likely draw.
Likely draw, but that's not enough for Jan. 1 minute versus 1 minute. It would be ironic, right, James, if Jan suddenly starts playing better now that the clocks are dropping. If he suddenly starts playing beast mode when he's at the 1+1 portion. He's had like 3 minutes versus 1 minute most of these games, but that hasn't worked, so why not start with 1 minute himself?
Yeah, the classic Grisha. Like, as the time gets lower, he gets stronger. You're like, what is this? How is this even possible? Like, give him more time. That's the thing. Just give him more time.
Now black needs to move his rook. Rook trade is not acceptable if Jan wants to win. If he's happy with the draw, probably he does take. Okay, he's happy to just go into solid mode now. But again, this game could go on another 2 minutes, 3 minutes, easy. That's not good news. Bishop takes H5.
14 minutes left. Correct. Bishop takes H5. I mean, maybe he does play on. I would definitely play on. Take the little pesky there, the little pawn. Boom. Okay, even. Yeah. Okay, draw. All right, boys.
You know what Hikaru would do here? If this was Hikaru with a 5-point lead in the match, he would just go on here for 100 moves.
The classic Hikaru. We've seen that already too. Move the bishop on every light square on the board. You gotta touch everyone.
Yeah. Alireza didn't need to touch his G pawn. Like, he could have left the pawn on G7, moved 50 times, and then played G6, 50 more moves.
This is incredible. Chat, don't try this at home, okay? Do not try this at home today.
He could. Oh, there we go. F5. En passant was pre-move missed there, so he gets a few more moves. Alireza eats another 30 seconds off the clock, maybe. And yeah, we'll get there. Draw almost guaranteed. Jan should play H5 at a sneaky moment, get the pawn to H6, and then black starts to get nervous, but no, it is a draw in the end. And we move on. Jan not happy at all, still 5 points behind.
Running some clock, and we're back to a Najdorf. His bishop d3 variation is quite annoying. I like the g6 variations to play on that because it goes more dragon-esque. But the bishop d3 is a dangerous variation, actually. It's very underrated, to say the least.
Yeah, fully agree. It's become really trendy, and it looks like an odd move to put the bishop on a square. It's blocked. But normally in conjunction with castle and kingside, it just stabilizes everything. So white can get on with business. Early f4, early queen slide, queen to g3 ideas. Probably not now. That would get the queen nice and trapped after bishop h4. But yeah, it's yeah, probably one for later. Queen g3. Gonna move the queen somewhere. D2.
I like
D4.
how Jan's playing it though. Jan's not allowing the king side action that you usually get in these d3 lines. D6 is hanging. Won't let him take it. Where do we move? I thought knight c5 was nice. Whoa, look at all this piece just action in the center. Pieces everywhere.
It's the clash of the knights. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Yeah, some of those knights are strong. I'm not sure which set are the strongest. He pauses. How impressed are you by Alireza, though? Just like never seeming nervous, always keeping his cool, very few one-move blunders. Just so consistent.
Yeah, I love the fact that I've talked to him many times, interviews, and just when I was in events and talking, chatting with him and stuff. Very down to earth, cool dude, and he's just always working on the games and lots of tactics, like a lot of tactics. I mean, insane amounts, So something I like to do too as well. So he's when you're doing lots and lots of tactics, you just stay calculating, I believe. So when you're doing that type of work that he's doing, I believe he's just always locked in. He stays calculating, doing tactics in his sleep, type of thing. So. Yeah, he stays calculating. He also leans in. What I notice is I think it's weird, but do you play better leaning in, David? Because he does this every match. It doesn't matter. Leaning, it feels like you can feel the pieces and see them a little bit better when you're leaning into the screen. So he does this every match, no matter who he plays.
Yeah, it's like he's trying to jump into the board, into the screen. And I remember watching an old movie like that where the characters jump into the screen and kind of live it themselves. Yeah. That being said, we might have cursed Alireza because he's just blundered his h2 pawn. And right now, black with queen to g5 is apparently better. What's the idea, though?
What? This works? You gotta be kidding me, David. Oh, my goodness.
Rook c2, apparently the blue arrow showed, not rook e2. I accidentally removed the blue arrow there, but that is the best move. He finds it.
I mean, that's incredible that works. I can't even believe it. You could block with f2. Oh, but there's queen h5. Oh, my goodness. Mm-hmm. Oh, queen h5. That's tough. That's it just worked out. There's no other way to put that. It just worked out. His pieces were at the right place at the right time. That was a very, very weird tactic, to say the least. Hard to spot. But Jan spotted it. Yeah, definitely
instantly.
Spotted it. Yeah, it's bishop f2, rook f2 anyway. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, there we go. I was going to put it on the board, but I knew it would happen anyway. So here we go. He's a pawn up. Suddenly, after all of that, Jan, and he's going for checkmate. Watch out, there's queen g4 check, queen h4 check, forcing the white king to some really horrible squares. a4 hanging as well. He's got to win this. Magnus once said Jan is the best player in the world with queen, rook, kind of heavy piece endgames when he's attacking. So will he back that up now? Rook h1, h4. Oh, that poor white king. That poor white king.
G5? Hold on. G5 is scary. Here it is. G5, you getting mated, big fella. Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Maybe this is what he needs. He needs to just hold with white. He needs to stop losing with white, Jan, and just win with black. Just play the knight off.
Yeah. Come on. I was saying that, David, when did I say this in the beginning, David? Play the knight off every game, and you win. Okay, maybe not every game, but, play the knight off, David.
Yeah, I'm glad he's playing the knight off, not me. I'm not brave enough, but Jan is. And, well, no, he lets the advantage slip. There's no threat. There's no threat because...
It seemed obvious, right? But apparently not. Well, dang.
White king. Oh, no. Jan now has to go into draw mode.
G5 is hanging. Queen e1 only move. That's disgusting. That hurts.
Yeah, it's just mate threatened. White is threatening mate. And black can't play h4, which he was banking on, because the white king actually walks up the board.
Look at the hand down. Jeez.
It's heartbreaking stuff. He knows he's blown the advantage, and rook f5 is compounding the misery. Smile for Jan. He knows he's let it slip. He can still draw this. He's not worse, but he should have been giving checkmate. Firouzja, so resourceful. We have to credit him. This is genius defense from Firouzja. Active with his king.
It's hard to deal with that. It's literally just hard to face that when he finds all the resources here. And Nepo had, at least 3 games he was winning that were draws. So that would have been a 2-point lead if he was able to convert there. Which going into the bullet, it would be, okay, 2-point lead. I can still do this. This is tough. Very tough. Now you got to, all that hard work, right? To say the least.
Yeah. Just got to end this game here and now. Firouzja doesn't want to eat time off the clock. It is a draw. He could have made another 50 moves with the rooks. But here we go. 7 minutes left on the timer for 3+1.
Come on. And why is he doing this, David? What is he doing?
5th time lucky? 5th time lucky, maybe?
Oh, my goodness.
Tal would be smiling, at least. That's a nice thought. Tal enjoying watching this match from afar.
Well, we already know the result of this game.
He held the last one, at least. So maybe he won't lose this one. Maybe it's only going to get better from now. Maybe he'll start winning every game now with white from this point onwards. I can just tell, though, if Firouzja loses one game in this opening with black, he's going to switch. He's not going to sit around and lose 3 in a row.
Yeah, it's normal. It's like, if it's not broke, you don't fix it. Like, hey, listen, Carol Khan, Tau Variation, it's been working every game. I don't know how many games they played, and it's been one draw and the rest wins. In fact, most of the deficit is from this variation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but maybe Hikaru can get away with it here because he's got a huge advantage. Check.
Oh, man.
Firouzja missed that one, shake of the head, and the Black King is now going to be in no man's land the rest of the game.
Maybe it is the 5th time. So you got to try it 5. That's tough out here, David. You got to try it 5 times to get a win. Who is in their right mind in chat is going to do that? Try it 5 times, guys, and on the 5th time, you got it.
Mm-hmm.
You got them. It takes 5 times. Got to check them. Rook C3 incoming.
Oh, given a double question mark, apparently rook to b8 was the better move for the black rook, but that was very difficult to understand for a human. And I guess it's just because he lost his a pawn. So now pawn down and getting attacked. No time for rook takes c3. White just takes back. The king will step up and the rooks defend each other. No time for d4 because white can just give a check and take it. Alireza in trouble. Maybe saved.
First time in this variation.
Yeah, first time. He saved worse positions than this, though, Alireza. He saved some horrible ones. Okay, maybe it's time to get the knight out. Develop the pieces. Knight out, bishop out. Somehow retreat the king.
Yeah, makes total sense. Knight f6, bishop c5. If possible, where's white put his king is the question here. There's no d4, guys, because queen a7 check. If you were wondering. Very easy. So he goes knight f6.
There's still no threat. Like knight takes g4, there's queen a4 check, and the knight will drop. So he brings his knight forward, and ooh, mistake. I think it's one of the most natural moves, though, James.
It actually is very natural. Queen b2. No, that didn't work. So what is it? Maybe bishop b4 to start. Get a piece out with tempo. Now queen b7. How do we deal with that threat?
Not easy.
Yeah, because you have to, actually.
I've cheated, James, and apparently black's only move to hold the balance is and to punish this move is knight takes g4, which I said didn't work earlier, but not played, not easy at all.
He made a normal move, like bishop b4 check. Knight g4, how is that even possible? Queen b7 and then king d8. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I really don't know how he was getting out of that. That's incredible.
Yeah. Very difficult, but he's escaping again now, Alireza. Queen a4 given a question mark. Step in the wrong direction. He should have been giving a check with a white queen. Instead, now maybe that move you mentioned a bit earlier, queen takes b2, it's legal. Although you need to back it up and a8. The queen is trapped.
Very messy.
Queen d1. The black queen is trapped.
Very messy. Queen d1, queen d2.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I thought there was bishop c5 check, but black just moves, right? Oh, I thought there was a bigger blunder. Queen b3 now. Okay, not easy.
That's
but
wrong. Finds it too. Yeah, because queen rook d1's coming. Ooh. Ooh, man, this is ugly. Bishop a5, bishop c5. Like, he's about to get absolutely cooked here. My goodness. Oh, my. Bishop a5. I can't go. Bishop d6? Can I get away with it? Can I survive? Bishop d6 is, can I survive, is the question.
I mean, maybe he just needs to play it and hope and pray. He goes back the other way, but your check now looks super strong. The black king, I guess, is going to hide. Can he survive the storm here? Oh, this is not easy.
Bishop check, king d7, maybe knight d4. Ideas, queen a4. Let's have knight a7. Strange move, but possible.
Yeah, that's nice. It's good to see Jan using his time, but oh, he can repeat the position. Maybe now bishop c5 check. There we go. He did use his time. Alireza down to 7 seconds. Will we see a bishop trade? Nope. Instead, white is winning a piece. Does he take with the queen or the bishop? He takes with the bishop. He's a piece up. The black queen attacked. Now the white queen saves itself.
Queen
Alireza
b3.
shaking his head. Okay. Jan has to win this now. He has to try and win it in the next 1.5 minutes so he can get another game in this portion while Alireza's on tilt before they go to the bullet.
Yeah.
More games, the better.
But it also still has a 5-game. Oh, that's it. Oh, shoot. He just resigned. Quick. 4 games. One more in the Najdorf. Let's go.
Okay. If he wins this now, it's guaranteed to be the last game. If he wins this, Jan, take his time and get there. Then there's a chance. If it's only 3 games in it, what do you think? Is it possible?
It's definitely possible. That Najdorf is vicious. It's always fun to play. Lots of work. It's incredibly dangerous for both sides. So lots of fun. Lots of play. They both play Najdorf too. So let's see what happens. Jan found a very nice game. Oh, but he drew that last one. But he was winning.
Totally winning. There was an interesting moment just a move ago where Black could have actually taken on g5 instead of castling. But I think Jan assumed that Alireza was still in prep, so he didn't want to test him there. Instead, ooh, rook sacrifice.
Oh, queen trap. Oh, that's cute. That's cute.
Let's very quickly show that on the board. If White had there taken the Black Knight, then queen takes bishop. The rook in the corner would have dropped, but knight c6 and the queen trapped. Could give itself up for a rook, 2 rooks for a queen, but here Black's queen is much more powerful than the 2 uncoordinated rooks. So we saw the White queen retreat instead, given a question mark. Maybe White should have chosen a different square. Maybe take the knight, but not take the rook. And here, this is the live position. Still looks nice for White, though.
Yeah, definitely looks nice for White. Knight wants to go around to f5, and as you're pointing out, the d5 square. Got to get this knight in the route into play ASAP.
Ooh. Yeah. At some point, Black wants to play g6 to stop knight f5, but probably not urgent yet. How does White get castled? White wants to castle probably queenside. Oh, wow. He says yes to the trade. Oh, this feels wrong for Black. C4 is such a big weakness. Yeah, rook d2 looks good. Rook d2, I think he's calculating bishop a3 there, just to try and pin and win the b2 pawn.
Rook d2, bishop a3. I guess I got to give that up. b4, en passant force. Trade everything out. Rook d7, that's interesting. Giving it up with check is very interesting. I guess he didn't want to go the passive route, which makes sense. To give everything out with check. Go king f3. Black makes some left or something. There's rook c7, though.
Yeah, rook c7, big threat. Hitting the knight. Okay, the bishop is defended, so that liberates the knight. Played anyway. And knight f5. Automatic. This is turning. Alireza is the one in charge.
And you can't take with check, believe it or not. It's kind of crazy. Because, like, there's a rook c8 check there. So he goes bishop d8. Makes sense. Everything nicely defended. Now he probably will snap on b2.
Yeah. Finally ready. Maybe. It's still scary because the d8 bishop will be hanging and bishop c5 will be in the air, similar to the last game. This is terrifying for Black. Fair play to Firouzja. Like, he happily let his time run out in the previous game. Didn't want to eat time off the clock. He wanted more blitz. He wanted to postpone the bullet, the 1+1.
Give it one more shot. The psychological win of, hey, I won the last game before we go into our final format, final segment. So king e8. Oh, no. What happens on king e8? Of course, g7 was hanging, but the rook is hanging too. So he goes knight b7 to defend d8. Bishop c5. Oh, my goodness, that was vicious. Almost made here. Oh. Jeez.
Wow. Alireza with the geometry. Jan not reacting. He knows he's lost, though. The white bishop just needs to move out the way to create an escape square for the white knight, and Jan is getting ready for the bullet. Sips his tea. The bishop does move. I think we'll see a resignation. No point playing on. And there we go. Alireza reestablishes the 5-point lead. And we're down to the 1+1. What a way to end that portion.
That was incredible here. Alireza finishing in style. It's always good and dominating and a great feeling to end on a win here, especially after the final or after you end the segment with a win like that. Jan is going to have to bounce back. He's already down in the match, and he's facing Alireza's best format. In fact, Alireza is the bullet chess champion right now currently. So it is going to be an uphill battle for Firouzja here. But We have something for you guys, especially everybody in chat. We always got stuff for you, right? If you guys are playing online chess, chances are you had eye strain. I know you had some eye strain. If you haven't, it's okay. But you're going to need a pair of blue light glasses, right? Zenni has got you covered with affordable frames in a huge range of styles, which you can also find with standard lenses, night driving technology, light sensitivity support, and more. As the official eyewear partner of Chess.com, Zenni is hooking you up with 15% off your purchase, and with code SCC15 only through November 28th. Use !Zenni in chat to find your next pair of glasses. Can Jan bounce back in the bullet section? We'll see. We'll be right back.
I'll go for a safe bet, like a favorite chess piece. I think that's pretty easy.
Sounds good.
I think I already got it wrong. Let me take a look.
And 1 second, how does this guy look like?
No, this is difficult. Okay, this I can try.
Okay.
I'm going to be artistic on this one. I think I'm going to skip this.
Yeah, do one more. We have time. You can do one more.
This does not look like what it's supposed to look like.
The start was really good. I was thinking this is the best by far today, but then you kind of derailed at some point.
That was really, really bad.
Okay, there you go.
Amazing.
It's a rook here.
That's a rook.
Yeah, brilliant
Good job.
information. Yeah, I thought you will think it's a knight or something, but
Oh my god, drawing is hard.
Are you drawing the map now or the chess piece?
The knight.
Ah, the knight. Okay, perfect.
That's the worst knight.
And I say this is knight. You have to believe
me. Okay, this looks good. Should have been a door somewhere. Should have been a door, but now no door from this. Or maybe we can make a door here, yeah? So all of a sudden. Impressive. Not really. And probably I should add some cat. But I'm not so sure my cat will be too nice, so. I'll just leave here.
I think we should keep this.
Yeah, we can keep it in the...
Like, out of the frame. It's so bad.
Generally, education itself is, I think, one of the nicest things in our everyday life and for humans. At the same time, obviously, it's very difficult and very challenging because my parents are teachers, so for them it was their work also. So they made an experiment, as my father used to say, that he believed that with a lot of work, with dedication, with focusing, specializing, it means that that's the way for happiness and being successful. At the same time, of course, everyone has to understand that it depends who you are as a parent. First of all, you have to be very much be supportive of each other, the husband and wife. And after that, if you're on the same page all the time, not today, tomorrow, but every week, 365 days a year, and for decades, that's already a good start. And then you can go from there to support in a special way, like unusual way of making them growing up and focusing on supporting to be for them a sport person, being a chess player, being a mathematician, being whatever, but really focusing on that. I think if the parents have that dedication, that they are ready to give up their own job, their own holidays, their own ambitions, then of course it's a beautiful job, I think, or it can be being supportive on a sport child, let's say. Because whether you're making chess or swimming or any specific sport or area, it means that you're giving up your weekends, you're giving up many of your time because the kid has to be going there. And it means that you transform yourself supporting. I mean, it's not only my case, but also you see the Indian kids, for example, with the world champion Gukesh. His father is there all the time. Or Magnus Carlsen, his family was always there behind him from a very young age. So I would say that for parents who think that this is easy, it's not easy, but it's a very special lifestyle for them as well. And if they understand that, then it can be a beautiful journey.
Can you handle it? Where grandmasters don't just move pieces, they cast spells.
Oh boy, didn't see that one coming.
Victory doesn't come easy.
Wait, queen time?
Oh shoot, I just lost the piece. Yeah, but I got no mana.
This isn't your classic chessboard.
The thing about the imposter is that if you swap it like...
It's not just a game, it's a battleground of minds.
Let's have some fun, you know? Let's have some fun.
When the greatest minds meet magic, anything can happen. On Chess. Cast that spell, play for free.
Whether it's sunglasses outside, blue light glasses inside, or night driving lenses in the dark, Zenni has affordable eyewear for everyone at Zenni.com.
And we're back, guys. We are back. The Speed Chess Championship. I'm James Cantor III here, joined with Grandmaster David Howell. David, we are up for the bullet portion. It's been exciting, and Firouzja is on the tear.
He really is. He looks sharp, he looks focused, super consistent, taking any chance he gets. And of course, he has a massive lead. It's going to be a big uphill struggle for Jan Nepomniachtchi, maybe even impossible at this stage. But that doesn't mean that we can't sit back and enjoy the chess. It's going to be fast, it's going to be fun. And it's always my favorite portion of every Speed Chess Championship match.
I'm not going to lie, I love me some bullet chess. Chat knows we play a lot of 30-second chess. Send me the clip. David, I know you play some bullet too from time to time. So definitely love to see some bullet. The one thing I don't like is obviously the 1 second increment because it's not true bullet, but it's still very fast.
Exactly. We'll still see some awkward blunders in time trouble. We'll still see some potential mouse slips and everything else that comes with bullet. These are the scores in the meantime. It was a 2-point victory for Alireza Firouzja in the 5+1 segment, and he extended his lead by winning the 3+1 by 3 points. So he's 5 points up in total, and yeah, it's hard to see a comeback. Jan, we saw it in his face, James. We saw the frustration. He was even laughing because he made some uncharacteristic mistakes, but that's the nature of these types of tournaments.
That's how it goes here. In fact, if Jan could have converted the games he was actually winning, it would actually be a completely different score here. In fact, I mean, it may be like 10-12, to be honest here, rather than 7-12. And it's a huge difference, especially going behind and being behind, going into the bullet portion, which is Firouzja's, strong suit in a way. All of his formats are great, but being the bullet chess champion, I think he's won it twice in a row, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe he just won the last one. I know it's Hikaru or him. So, Firouzja having this bullet portion being who he is going to be difficult for Jan here, unless he's able to string up some wins that we saw with Wesley So and Hikaru here. Wesley So definitely surprised us, made it way closer than we thought it would be. And of course, it could happen here, but Firouzja is on a tear, and Nepomniachtchi is going to have to bring his absolute best here in the bullet.
Yeah, Alireza can almost taste London. He knows he's nearly in those finals. Jan there, doing his last minute preps, cracking open a drink, a cold one. He's ready to go.
Last minute preps, guys. Crack open a cold one, rubbing your hands together, and hope for the best.
And here we go. It's the Caro-Kann again, but a different variation. It's the classical variation of the Caro-Kann, and no more tile system, no more advanced variation. He had enough.
See, this is what I like. This looks better already. It looks a little bit better. Okay.
Yeah. Bishop on h7. Not a happy bunny in the corner there. Blocked in. That was why White invested the 2 tempi. But, ooh, already he's opening himself up for g5. Jan, why did he castle to that side? That is very strange. He's provoking his opponent to attack him.
Yeah, g5 takes 96. Okay. Rook e6, double sacrifice, bishop g5. At least he got 3 for it. Yeah, the eval bar doesn't agree, but from a human standpoint, you are grabbing 3 pawns, and he was able to grab them.
And the computer pointed out that Black should have been winning with the move g4 when his queen was hit, but that was extremely difficult. And now Jan is the one who's winning. Full turnaround. If he gets a quick win here, maybe, just maybe, we have a match
Rook
on our
takes
hands.
and bishop f4, David. Rook takes, bishop f4, queen e7, queen c6, bishop a6 mate. Oh my goodness.
He finds the right idea, the wrong order, maybe. I'll show that in a second, but now knight d5 is the only move for Firouzja to stop queen takes c6 with a mate. Now with king to b8, it's exactly what you showed there. Rook takes bishop, and there would have been the Boden's checkmate. Wow, double exclam, Firouzja saving himself.
Wrong move order.
That would have been
very vicious way of playing.
Yeah, that would have been incredible. Now he's still alive, Jan. Trying to do a quick material count. It's a piece for 4 pawns. Who's better? That's the big question.
Yeah, this is. I got the pawns, so I'm a fan with fast time control and the pawns. I'm gonna take the pawns here because the king seems pretty safe. Yeah, there's no mate. I'm good. I don't care about queen h2. Oh, it says you got to go f3, which he found.
Yeah. He's ignoring everything, Jan, and rightly so. Everything's covered.
e7.
c5. Oh, beautiful. The knights are falling. Jan is winning again. 15 seconds. Up now. 3 pawns. Getting the queens off. He has to get this win. He's got to make a match for us.
Alireza with the
queens
head
off the
shake.
board. That should bank it right, James. Like 3 pawns is a lot, especially with queens off the board in an endgame now.
Should be easy here. This is the way to bounce back. Striking the first bullet game if he's able to convert here.
Only with a few minutes off the clock here. He's playing perfect chess right now. He just needs to dodge knight e4 check ideas. Watch out. Knight to d4. He gives up his rook instead. Not sure that was the best way to do it. Maybe he could have given
Got a lot of pawns here, David. All pawns, all hope. Come on, David. I got pawns and I got hope.
To paraphrase Queen's Gambit. Nice, but I don't know. I do worry that he's running out of pawns. And oh, don't take that pawn. There would have been a check. But suddenly Black's back in it. Black is alive. He's getting those white pawns and he's blown it. How is Firouzja this tenacious?
Oh, no, this is a Magnus table slam. 100%. Oh, my goodness. I'm about to call them people. Get on the phone. Make a comment. Oh, my goodness. You got to make a phone call. Wow. Incredible. Incredible.
And only now is Firouzja getting a bit nervous, trying to eat some time off the clock. And now he's just going to sit and wait.
This is crazy.
Okay. Come on, Jan, it's your move. It's your move, Jan. Why are you eating time off the clock? Jan, make a move.
he's
clock
just
is
frustrated.
Running.
He's so mad, bro. And I get it. Like I'm just like, I'm so mad. I'm just so mad. I understand his frustration here, guys. That's crazy. Wow. Well, David, let's remind our viewers of who will win the Speed Chess Championship. Polymarket has Alireza winning it only at 13%. Do you think these chances are fair, or are Alireza's chances higher, David?
Wow, 13%. That is so stingy. I think he's got way higher chances, Alireza. He made it through to the final last year against Magnus, last time out in the Speed Chess Championship. He made it to the final of the Esports World Cup, also ran into Magnus. I mean, Magnus is, of course, the GOAT. Magnus wins most of these things, but sooner or later, Alireza is going to take him down. Sooner or later, that kind of changing of the guard surely is going to happen. And if he can play anything like he's done today, I think 13% way too low. How about you, James? Is he worth more than that?
Yeah, I think it is, especially they're just looking at stats, which is cool. But, stats when you start locking in do change a lot. So, you never know, especially, if you look at the World Cup, how all the elite players was knocked out like that. It's incredible to see, like, what, all these players that you just weren't expecting to advance were. Some people don't even know some of the names. You're like, who is that? It's like, exactly. These players came to play this year, right? So definitely something different. My goodness. And what is going on the board, though? Jeez.
This looks like one of your bullet games, James. Just all out, full frontal attack. Attack. And that Black King and Queen, they've done the old swapperoo. They've switched places, but that's not a good sign.
Yeah, we don't do anything but attack here, David. Absolutely not. Rook E1 hits the E6 pawn. Really strong. Rook F1, maybe a mouse slip.
Yeah, that feels like a mouse slip, although it's good enough. Knight takes pawn. His idea is to play rook takes bishop due to a pin against the white queen, but I don't think that's going to cut the mustard here. It's not going to work out. Rook F8, look at that. Beautiful. Double exclam. Brilliant move. He's going to get his queen to E8 with a checkmate next. Wow.
Yes. Nepo is facing the Bullet Chess champion right now, who was able to take down Hikaru in the last Bullet Chess Championship. It could get bad. We have just started the match here. At least this format. We've just started here, David.
Yeah. And it's a 6-point lead now. Every time Jan gets a winning position, it feels like Firouzja clutches up and somehow defends miraculously. Every time Alireza gets a winning position, he banks it. He finds a way. And we start with a slow, quiet Slav. But it's anything but quiet now, as we see pawns pushing forward. Another good opening for Jan, but what do we think here? Can he finally get the...
David said quiet. I was like, quiet where? David, Castle Queenside? This is a Slav? You gotta be kidding me. No, I say this all the time.
That's what it's known as.
That's funny.
That's the name of the variation, I promise.
Oh, man. Funny variation. Castle and queen sides, though. Both sides rook to C1. Not sure what this is for. Maybe a knight A4 to B6. And some ideas, I guess, having the rook on the C file. Whoa! Sacrifice. Big fella. That was strong. That was strong.
Super strong. Now the black pieces are more ready than the white pieces. Knight takes C5 is coming next. He's winning the piece back with big interest here. And I'm not sure white can afford to pay those interest payments. It's just a big advantage for black. He's going to be a pawn up.
There's one idea here. Knight A4 after takes, bishop A6 takes, knight B6, and then knight to D5 and take on E7. It's a long line, but I think the knight gets trapped on E7. Yeah, Alireza just better again.
Yeah, he's missing that white knight that you wanted. If he had a knight still to get on B6, maybe some chances. But now he's just going to be a pawn down, Jan. And F7's hanging. He's going to get that one back. As long as he avoids any bishop checks on E6. But the black knight is so stable, so strong.
Maybe some F2 action. Get down there on the second ring.
Good practical choice to keep the bishops on the board. White needs the bishop pair to seek any compensation. But black has everything covered. 7th rank holding now. Okay, getting active. Looks quite nice suddenly for Jan, but down a bit on time.
I'm also missing a
The rook's
pawn.
move.
Double of the rooks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, the players not as speedy as they maybe were in previous games, but the bishop dropping back, that feels a bit wrong, allowing the black rooks in. The knight comes back to e6 to defend a pawn. Ooh. How to keep bishops on. Oh, rook to e7 was winning on the spot there. And again, rook e7. There was a double pin on the bishops. He missed it, but he wins a rook anyway.
Twice.
Wow.
That's a whole rook. Nepo with the smile. Not the type of happy smile there.
That was a mouse slip. Rook h2. Or maybe, I think it was just blindness, perhaps. And, okay, we're up to the Scandinavian by transposition. This is a crazy line, James. Like, black often sacrifices on h3 if white ever castles kingside. e5 is coming. This is scary stuff for Alireza suddenly.
It is. This is probably the most. Yeah, these are some of the most scary lines I've ever seen in the Scandinavian from white side. You just get sacked on and all of this. Like Scandinavian players are like, yeah, let's go, Scandi, But Scandi is scary, but it depends on how scary. It depends on what's going on. Like knight g4, you got e5 next. Like e5 just going for it. I've even seen g5 here, David. Like this stuff is like ridiculous. G5 because if knight takes, there's some ideas obviously, but in this position, I think his queen is nicely placed on d3, so he can move the knight and attack the queen and the knight over there. So I think Jan was not able to play this correctly, but there are some Scandi players in chat like Scandi, it's the best opening.
I can almost hear John Bartholomew telling us where Jan went wrong. Now he's just a piece down for nothing. When it rains, it pours. The Scandi weather. And clouds over Jan Nepomniachtchi as he falls again. Alireza seems to win any type of position right now.
It's a 7-point lead here, David.
Sorry,
8 now. I was just like, it's crazy. 8-point lead. Alireza is locked in, super focused. Bullet here. This one is over here. He's going to have to win every single game here to make it a match, which is unlikely from Jan.
Yeah, but I think it's over. Like, even if Alireza just like plays 10 moves, then sits there for the remainder of his time, then resigns. If he does that 8 games in a row, maybe then he still wins the match. Like, I just don't think there's enough time left. And also just judging by the flow of the match, right? Like, hard to imagine Alireza losing more than 1 game in a row, let alone 7 or 8. But okay, there's still time on the clock, so we shouldn't give up. 13 minutes left and counting. Countdown on. This looks like a dead level position, more frustratingly.
Yeah, you don't have a lot. You don't have a lot to do for both sides here. Pawn breaks. Okay, you actually have c5. So c5, maybe you could get somewhere with it. Gets a slightly better position in a way. Rook d3, bishop d3. We can try to reroute as he's doing now. Bishop to d3, queen e2 type ideas. Aiming. Nepo looking for chances.
Yeah. This type of pawn structure comes from the Caro-Kann, it comes from the Scandinavian, comes from some Queen's Gambits as well. And it's well known to be equal if enough pieces are traded off. And look at this. Alireza just playing knight d7, knight d5, knight
f6. Jan's like, come on, bro. Queen d3, maybe you got g4 here. He's not anymore. Knight f6.
Oh, he's blundered.
Wow. Rook f6. Rook f6!
Rook f6. Because then you can... No, he doesn't see it. Queen
misses. No reaction from either one. No reaction.
Oh my gosh. That was working because after queen takes h6, f5, there was bishop takes f5, and there was this pin on the 6th rank. White would have been giving checkmate, but... Whew. Okay, lightning won't strike twice.
Yeah, and it's also the tilt factor. Like, I'm just losing every game. Like, usually you don't see anything, and that's totally normal. He's just not, he's not feeling great. So you don't see everything. You're not playing as sharp.
Yeah, he did pause, though. He paused for nearly 7 seconds, Jan. So he was thinking about the winning move, but in the end went against it. And Alireza has nearly a minute. He started the game with a minute. He's still up there. It's so speedy.
And it doesn't help that this game is going so long here. It doesn't help for Jan at all. I mean, it's been at least 2 minutes already on this game with 1 second increment.
Yeah, and we're at move 63 already. Could easily go on another 50 moves, especially if the queens come off. It can go well past the 100 mark, and that's not good news for Jan.
Yeah, knight f4, big move. Big move. Queen g3 maybe.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, Jan has to risk it at some point, try to break through, go direct. But he's left holes behind, left squares. Oh, now queen's coming off the board. Or not. Now black's just a pawn up. Safe king still. Oof. This is harsh. Sometimes you just want to resign the game, resign the match.
Yeah,
James,
the match,
he's fighting on still.
Yeah, he's fighting on, and time is just pushing. Time is keep going. There it is. Whoa. Okay. G4, bring the king up. Trade some queens. Said no. We can bring the king all the way down to D3. It's possible.
Start walking the king through the center.
Yeah.
Very, very possible. Queen h3, that's going to be it. Queen trade forced. Jan looks away, resigns. Alireza on a roll. Still had 37 seconds at the end of that bullet game. Incredible stuff.
Now going into an Owen's defense, some type of French type of game.
Yeah. Whether they start with the Owen's defense, Caro-Kann, whatever they start with, it always ends up with a French structure.
Every game, yeah. It's been like that. French and Caro-Kann been the story of today. Knight takes d4 is nice. Take with the queen, and we have f5. Knight. Oh, he took with the pawn here. A little bit different. Wanted to keep the flexibility of the queen with queen g4 in some cases.
Oof. Yeah, watch out. Have to take those bishops off now.
Definitely.
At least deflect the white knight. Oh, blunder, apparently. And, oh, that queen has no good squares apart from going home. It has to go the whole way back to d8. And then white's queen is
so
going
bad,
to
though,
swoop
David.
in.
Queen g4, g6. Look at the bar. Like, the bar is, like, over. Yo, what? David. Over? How over?
After queen g5, it's probably not over immediately. Probably he just needed to move his queen back to g3, put a rook on f6, bring the other rook round, h4, h5, h6, and it was just pure domination. But, okay, still winning. He didn't find the mate, though.
That's a nice move. Rook a7, stopping the penetration of rook c7. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, though. The bar was a bit overexcited. And now he's alive.
Like, GG, mate in 11. Like, bro, what? There was no pieces. Like, queen and knight play g6. He's not made it. Here, b5. Take, and take on d4.
Yeah, he's fighting well, Jan, but he's a pawn down now. Okay, this is going to be a draw. This is going to be a long game as well. This might be one of the last few.
And just play on. You can even maybe play for more with the pass d pawn and try to shield the king.
Ooh.
Wait a second. Ooh, be careful. Right? Ooh, be careful here, boys. Be careful.
Now black only has one move to save it. That's incredible, by the way. Rook g1 now would be the normal move. But then white takes on... Wait, does white... No, then white plays d7. Whoops, sorry. Yeah. And it's mate. He finds the only move to draw, but now he has to defend, Jan. Rook takes pawn. Oh, dear.
Yeah, I guess I have nothing. Check, take the pawn. Okay, whatever. I get the other pawn. Draw. Technically, should be. But
easy draw. The problem is it takes you another minute or two.
Yeah, to prove the draw.
Like you take the g7 pawn, and then white will be like, "Oh, I've still got another one. I'll wait 50 moves before playing g4." And okay, this is a draw by agreement. Alireza,
that's nice.
Being the gentleman there.
That's nice. He just wants to play some more games.
He's not risking much now. 9 points ahead. With,
there's no way he's winning every game too as well. So he's like, okay, I'm winning. Just play on. Have a good day. Get some good practice in.
Okay. This looks better than previously for Jan. He has the bishop pair at least. It's not just pure bishop versus knight. Oh, don't trade off though. Oh, don't. That's positional mistake, I think. Now black is more than fine.
Yeah, and then of course it's hard to make anything work. G4 maybe, maybe. H6 is weak, but easily defended.
Yeah, this just looks totally level. Opposite color bishops. I think Jan maybe internally has given up a bit and just wants to make moves.
Alireza with the shuffle. Queen b6, queen c7, queen b6, queen c7. I'm like, this is funny. This is funny to see sometimes. Now I like this. Oh, that was a very nice spot. Queen f8, defend everything. Can he push through? Does he have any type of plan? Yes, actually. The light squares.
Ooh. Yeah, this is good enough. It's ugly for black, pawn down, but opposite color bishops, they're that drawn that you can get away with a lot of sins. You can commit a lot of crimes and still draw in the opposite color bishop positions like this one.
It's also going to take a long time here. Again, as we've seen before with the shuffling of the bishops, just to kill some time with almost just under or just above 5 minutes left in the entire match here. Alireza up 9 games.
Crazy stuff. I think we've seen the fireworks already. We've seen the Caro-Kann. That was a draw just there. We've seen the Caro-Kann battles. We've seen that one Petrov where Jan sacrificed and beautiful checkmate. Now he's playing the... Is this the Latvian Gambit? F5?
Yes, Latvian. Correct. Yeah, he's just like, I don't even care no more. Just do anything.
Now it's a reversed King's Gambit.
Very rare sighting.
Yeah. Black's just a pawn down, unfortunately. Just like white is in the King's Gambit. Not much compensation.
And queen e2 or d2 and get out of the way. Oh, he went the other way.
Yeah, so brave. Alireza as a player. Yeah, we've seen the fireworks. It feels like now is just a little bit of fun. It's the randomness that he was talking about in his interview, Jan Nepomniachtchi. He promised it to us. We're getting it now.
He wanted some randomness, which is totally understandable. It's been a tough day. Tough match overall. Queen h6.
Looked strong.
5 hanging.
Not played.
d4 is a strong move. Queen h6 now, though.
Yeah. Oof. Just tough. Tough position for black. Probably asking himself why he sacrificed the f-pawn.
Well, yeah, he's just like, whatever. It's a tilt. It's 3 minutes, 3.5 left. Understanding this one's over. He just wanted to get done with the day, which is totally understandable. He missed his chances earlier. It's a tough day. And then, of course, Bullet with anyone playing Firouzja. And Bullet is going to be a hard day. Very difficult.
Yeah, one of the toughest challenges in chess. Firouzja.
And the Bullet chess champion.
Especially. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, not much to do here. As one of our featured chatters said earlier, there is money on the line, depending on the final score, the ratio there, how many wins and things you get. But I think that's the last thing on Jan's mind. He just wants this match over and done with. G5 apparently now the only way for white to keep the advantage, not to be worse even. He fought back, but G5 also found knight G4 incoming. White's queen is trapped.
But you can't go knight f6 yet, which is this is a crazy position. Because, knight G4. But you can't go knight f6. Wow, look at this check. Not mated. The bishop on G2 is a warrior.
Yeah. Fianchetto bishop, there's never a mate. That's the thing. Or now maybe there's a mate for black. Black's king.
Bring all the pieces to the party, David.
They're already there. They're already dancing. Those white pieces dancing on the tables. He takes d5. How to finish it off? Oh, g6. There's a mate. Bishop f6 would have. Bishop f6 would have been a nice mate. Rook takes queen g7, but doesn't need it now.
Yeah, stepping out of the way. Minute and just under 2 minutes left, boys and girls. If you're an Alireza fan and you were saying you were rooting for Alireza, it's already over here. Mathematically impossible. You had to resign a lot of games very quickly.
Yep. Yeah, and that does resign, does get at least one more game. We go back to the Sicilian Grand Prix attack. Nice to see. A bit of a English speciality. Hitting the black bishop now. This is fantastic opening for white, but of course that won't change anything in the match. Just go on the attack. F5. Go on. Oh, E5.
Man, love this position. Loving this position. Look at the knights, the pawns, everything working together so smoothly.
Oof. He's overextended though somewhat. I think it's well known, like now he's worse. Or it's well known you go F5, not E5 in these Grand Prix attack systems. I'm very surprised by Jan, but I think at this point he doesn't really see the difference, doesn't really care about the difference, and he's still got a good position. Locked in that black bishop. G5 cemento. That black bishop is never getting out of jail now.
And this is reminiscent of what game is Alpha Zero type of play, where it likes to push his pawn on f6 and play the dark square strategy, putting pieces on dark squares and stuff. The bishop's out of the game, but you got to win, David. It's hard to do that. See, it's also doesn't matter. There's less than a minute left here, guys. Alireza will be moving on to some finals.
Yeah. We'll see him in London. Oh, allowing Queen G4 is so brave. But he's seen he can block with the rook and... Oops. Oops. Is he going to be a piece down when the dust settles? I think he blundered that move. Rook takes black queen on G4. There would have been rook takes G4 check. And black would have emerged with an extra bishop. Still might emerge with an extra bishop. James, like, this is so impressive from Alireza. He's seeing everything.
Yeah, and boy, the tactics are vicious from him, always. Maybe it's just draw because of just back and forth. Because that's what the eval bar is like, equal. We just go back and forth, I guess.
If the black queen moves, she loses her bishop, and white will be a piece up because the black bishop on h8 doesn't count. So it is a draw to end the match, and Alireza, will we see a smile? Jan, so glad I think that the match is over. James, what a crazy battle we saw, and in the end, one-sided, despite how close some of the early games were.
Yeah, Alireza is just an absolute beast when it comes to all the tactics. I mean, openings too as well. Yeah, okay, Jan had some chances. Jan actually was doing great in the slower time controls here. He had 3 or 4 games he was winning, but couldn't convert there, as Alireza was very resourceful through lots and lots of games here. So, David, it's been incredible because now, Alireza is going to be moving on. But how do you feel so far about the match and everything with Alireza winning and Jan before we actually bring on our buddy for a break? For an interview.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was well-deserved, Alireza, showing why he's so feared in these types of formats. And yeah, I learned a lot about the openings. I learned a lot about the Tal variation of the Caracan, that's for sure. And yeah, I think Jan, he'll regroup. He'll aim to play better at the World Rapid and Blitz, but it wasn't to be this time. And Alireza, looking forward to seeing how he gets on in London. Maybe it'll be finally his time to take down Magnus.
Well, he definitely has a chance now, of course, as he is going to some finals in London. Guys, we'll be right back after this with an interview with Alireza Firouzja after the break.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Speed Chess Championship, where we're lucky enough to be joined by the winner of the quarterfinal you just watched, Alireza Firouzja. Alireza, congratulations.
Thank you.
And you won by a 10-point margin over Jan Nepomniachtchi in the end. How do you feel about the match? What are your first impressions?
I think it was a close match in the beginning. Like I won the first game and we made some draws, and then I think after it's just I got few good openings and I found what to play with black, and then that helped a lot with Caro-Kann, and he was really crushing me in Ruy Lopez, so I had to change, and then that helped. So.
Yeah, and we were actually talking about that on the broadcast about the Caro-Kann. He kept playing this advanced variation with H4, the Tal variation, but I think he lost 3 games in a row with white, but he kept going there. Were you surprised that he didn't change his strategy sooner?
I mean, objectively, white is better there. I mean, engine probably shows like +1 or something, but in Blitz, it's all about knowing the structures, and I think I knew the positions better than him. Of course, for instance, Ruy Lopez, he knew more than me also, so I think, yeah, for sure he had to change up at some point.
And how excited are you to be there? You'll be in the Final Four.
Yeah, I mean, it's deja vu like last year. So if Hans wins, it's all same. So we're gonna have rematches. So it will be exciting.
And how do you rate your chances of going one better this time and winning the title?
Yeah, I mean, it will be not easy to beat Magnus, but first I think the job will be done to qualify for EWC. So that's the first important thing.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Big priority for a lot of players this year. Alireza, just before I ask you some questions from our chat, I want to get your thoughts on the World Cup. How have you felt watching that tournament? All the surprises there. Did you get FOMO? Do you wish you were there at all?
I didn't even so much watch it. I mean, I saw until some point I was watching it that some top players lost, and then I think it's pretty random tournament, so I think anything could happen. I didn't watch it so closely actually.
Okay. No, fair enough. And talking of tournaments, these big events, I know you're playing at the London Chess Classic, I think starting next week, but can we ask why you're not, why aren't you playing in the World Rapid Blitz? At least you're not signed up yet.
Yeah, it was some private reasons I cannot participate. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is.
Okay, I know a lot of your rivals will be very glad that they won't have to face you, judging on today's performance.
Yeah.
Okay, a question from our chat from Tactical Strategica. How much pre-match prep focus on the Caro-Kann Tal variation did you put in before today?
I didn't prepare for the match. I mean, opening wise, but I just thought if I go sharp enough, I will have good chances. So anyway, the openings doesn't matter so much. At least if you, I mean, it matters, but you can get out of it somehow. So it was just a matter if I was in good shape today or not.
No, fair enough. And final question from our chat from Ahababa Yeager. Are you excited for a rematch against Magnus potentially in London? And what do you think the outcome will be this time around?
Yeah, I mean, it will be good to be in final, but yeah, it will be tough. I mean, I didn't perform so good last year. Also in EWC finals, I didn't play so good, so I have to prepare better, and first I have to beat Hikaru, so that will not be easy.
Okay, the clash of the Falcons. That will be a fun one to watch. Alireza, I just want to say thank you so much for joining us today and many congratulations. We'll see you in London, not just for the London Chess Classic next week, but also Speed Chess Championship next year.
Thank you.
See you soon. Good work. And there we see the final score, 19-9, taking down one of the world's best players with a 10-point margin. James, that was super impressive, and Alireza clearly in good spirits.
Absolutely, very happy. Good in good spirits. He always says the same thing too. He's like, I don't really prepare as much, and that's good because he's had so much preparation to do before, just the work he's always putting in, and etc. So I mean, it shows definitely in this game here. He's definitely had a very big lead here, especially in the bullet too as well. He's happy. I'm going to the final. And I got some other heavy hitters to face too as well. It's not over yet, as we see in our bracket. We got Alireza has now joined some finalists there. So we see the bracket there. David, what do you think?
Yeah, he mentioned it. First, he has to get past Hikaru Nakamura. That's one juicy semi-final. The two members of Team Falcon, Alireza Firouzja and Hikaru Nakamura. It's always very close when they play. They've fought in Speed Chess Championships before, Bullet Chess Championships before. That one's a tough match to call. Magnus is, in the meantime, waiting for either Denis Lazovic or Hans Niemann. Also a juicy semi-final in store, James. No weak links at this point of a tournament. It's the business end, and only the very best are left.
It's the finals, guys, and we got another quarterfinal coming up too as well. David's going to join you on that one, and here it is. I know you guys been waiting for this one too. The youngsters, or Hans not as young anymore, but Denis being younger, still young guys. Hans Niemann versus Denis Lazovic. This is going to be a very monstrous matchup. Love watching both of them play, especially Denis, as he's just very vicious. His positional play, very, very good. Love to see him play, and also Hans Niemann too, as well, as we all know. Very strong player too. What do you think about this matchup, David?
Ooh, this one is almost too tough to call. A battle of the youngsters. I'm going to say maybe Hans as a small favorite just because he's a big game player and he's got nerves of steel. He always seems to bring his best when it really counts. But yeah, Denis, he's kind of thriving as an underdog. His classical rating kind of throws people off, makes people underestimate him. So yeah, I think this could be a 1 or 2 game match. It could go either way. I think it'll be decided in the 1+1 portion.
Oh, that's going to be awesome to watch. I will be watching, and hopefully you're watching too as well, guys. Make sure you're here tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's it from us. You guys have a great one, and we'll see you on the next one.